Officially 25% through the Cape League season as Wareham returns home to try and guard the gate against the Falmouth Commodores. Joe Henry here with Adam Hipsky on the Gatemen Baseball Network pregame show brought to you by Cranberry Federal Credit Union. And Adam, the 2-8 Gatemen, the 5-4-1 Commodores, an East Division rivalry, rather a West Division rivalry, and a chance for the Gatemen to finally turn the page here. They have some page turning to do a quarter way through.
Absolutely, and when you look at the last off day and where Wareham kind of sat, you have to feel better about what they've done in the last couple of days. Feels like the offense has started to turn the page, put together much better at bats. Two guys that I'm looking out for today, Jason Wax and Henry DeGiorgio, both multiple hits. Their last time out, they've started to see the ball a lot better. Jason Wax was a slow start, and Henry DeGiorgio has kind of been the fresh blood that Wareham has needed, and I feel like those two guys are a couple to look out for. It feels much different than the past losses and the past off days where the Gatemen have kind of had the chance to reset. Feels like some actual building blocks now.
Yeah, one of those past losses came against Falmouth just a few days ago in Falmouth, an 11-10 win for the Commodores in extra innings. It was a Gateman comeback, then a Commodore comeback, and of course, as has been the story, it was Falmouth pulling away late and the Gatemen not able to get it done. But aside from that game, Falmouth hasn't scored more than 4 runs in a game in the last 10 days, and it's been a similar story for Wareham. It's two offenses that have gotten a lot of runners on, just having trouble getting them across.
Yeah, and it's a perfect matchup today for Wareham, for Garrett Lambert, a guy that pounds the zone. You have to make Falmouth hitters earn it, and that was the issue in that loss back on Sunday to the Commodores, was too many free passes. Falmouth, you've mentioned it, it's an offense for the majority of 2026, hasn't really produced. Make the hitters earn it. Garrett Lambert throws a ton of first pitch strikes. He needs to do that today. Command the zone, mix those secondary pitches in well, but I'm looking out for that first pitch strike. Can he locate? Can he keep hitters off balance? That's the difference to a Commodores offense that has been struggling outside of that game on Sunday, Joe.
The Gatemen got their ace on the mound and a chance to get back in the win column. Our sideline reporter CeCe Gabriel caught up with him before the game.
Thanks, guys. CeCe Gabriel here with Gateman pitcher Garrett Lambert. Garrett, you've been playing this game for a little bit now. What is your first memory of baseball?
I say playing at like Medlock Park in Decatur. Yeah, that's where I first started. So.
And for those who don't know, where are you from?
Lilburn, Georgia.
You said that you started playing out at that park. When did you know that you wanted to play baseball for the rest of your life?
I'd say I made a start when I was like 12. We played at like a Nationals minor league field, and I think like a complete game or something like that. It was a shutout. You guys can see me pretty easy. I just like that's something I wanted to do. So, yeah.
Who's your biggest inspiration?
I would say Jesus Christ was my biggest inspiration. I was trying to be like him every day. So yeah.
What about him makes him that guy for you?
Just a perfect human. I know that I will never be perfect, but I'll try to be as close as I can.
Well, you've had a great season. I got to read out your stats to you. You've had 9 innings pitched, and you've only allowed 5 hits, 2 earned runs. You have 8 strikeouts. Starting today, what about your game do you want to refine?
I'd say today I want to work on fastball command. I feel like when I started, it wasn't as good as the first one. So I'd say that'll be the main focus for today. So,
Garrett, thank you so much, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, CeCe. Garrett, just the guy to try and get it done today. 2 ERA through 2 starts and 8 strikeouts to the ledger. He's been an ace for this Wareham unit. And Adam, one good trend for the Gatemen. They finally got on the board first in their last matchup that came away against Harwich. Weren't able to get back in the win column, though. What's the biggest key today to making sure that they stamp a win?
Yeah, well, we've talked about offense and we've talked about pitching, but I think it's the defense behind the pitching that can be the difference. Back on that game on Sunday, 11 runs for Falmouth, only 2 were earned. So the pitching has to rely on the defense behind him. For Garrett Lambert, he's a big pitch-to-contact guy, and you saw that versus Katuitt in the season opener when he pitched to contact, made the Kettleers hitters find gaps. They couldn't do so. So I think that's the big key today. Can the defense make the plays needed, infield, outfield? Can Garrett Lambert trust the 7 behind him and the 1 in front? That could be the difference. I think when you look at that run versus earned run difference, when we look back at this game, if the earned runs is much lower than the run, I think that can be that could be proving costly.
It's the Gatemen and the Commodores for the second time this season, and the first time at Spillane Field. All the coverage on YouTube and Cape League TV starting at 5:45 p.m.
Another beautiful night here at Spillane Field for baseball between the Falmouth Commodores and the Wareham Gatemen. A West Division showdown between two sides that are at opposite sides of the standings. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky here at Spillane. We got first pitch coming to you in just a little bit. Stay with us here on Cape League TV. Hey Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street-legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A+ Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Falmouth and Wareham here on Cape League TV from Spillane Field. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky. Second time that these two teams have met up this season. It was an 11-10 Commodores win in 10 innings at Gov Fuller Field the first time that these two teams played. Adam, Wareham looking to turn things around, a 2-8 start in the first quarter of the season, but it's a new day. It's a new stretch of 10 games.
Yeah, time to bounce back. You're seeing Falmouth for the second time. And the first matchup with the Commodores, that was kind of what felt like the turning point for this offense that started to turn the page, put together much better at-bats as they look to do so once again as we hit the final 75% of this season.
One guy that's been putting together good at-bats as of late for Wareham is the DH tonight, Cohen Nicolai, number 18. You see him on your screen right there. The third member of our crew, CeCe Gabriel, got a chance to talk to Cohen ahead of tonight's game.
Guys, CeCe Gabriel here with Cohen Nicolai of the Gatemen. Cohen, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
So for you, you've just been outstanding. 2 home runs, 10 RBI. Just what's allowed you to become so productive?
Just trying to do what's best for the team during each at bat. Trying to be selfless. Just put the bat on the ball and next at bat.
What aspects of your game do you take the most pride in?
Probably doing damage. What I like to do. Obviously, I'd like to see some more doubles, but the home runs are nice. I think I'm a good power bat, so the damage for sure.
When you think about the way that you just want to contribute with more doubles, who do you look to? Who do you rather aspire to be when you think about that?
Drew Rogers has been having some loud outs recently, so definitely picking his brain a little bit, seeing what he's doing during BP, and see what I can take from that.
And looking at the game versus Falmouth, just in your last game against them, you guys came up and you came back after 5 runs, but things started to fall apart in the last inning. What does it look like in terms of defensive communication to take back another one for them?
I mean, we were right in it. Like you said, the defense was a big thing. I think just don't stress it in the late innings. Just play how we were the first 8 innings, and we would have won the game. So that's it.
Thank you, Cohen. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much, CeCe. Excited to hear from her throughout the game. Adam, we've talked a little bit about the Wareham side of things and what needs to go right. On the other side for Falmouth, it's the leadoff man, Austin Maley, who's been a monster so far this season, batting .385 over 8 games for Falmouth.
And if you look at this Commodores lineup, the guy from Gateway Community College wouldn't be a prime suspect on who could really tear up pitching staffs throughout the Cape Cod League, but he's done exactly that. It's an easy slot in and forget about it. For the skipper, Jack Dom, .385, you mentioned it, 5 runs batted in, doesn't strike out a ton, walks at a good rate, and coming off a very good game against Chatham, bringing in 2 runs for a Commodores offense that struggled to produce some runs.
That was a game in which Falmouth won 4-3, scored 2 runs in the 5th and the 6th to take that game. We look over to the mound now. The starter tonight for Wareham, it's best so far this season. It's Garrett Lambert on the bump, looking to make a strong impact for Wareham in this one.
He got the opening day start, and he's played like an opening day starter. Made that first appearance against Catuit where he pitched 5 innings, gave up just 1 hit and no runs. Bounced back, didn't have as good of an outing against Hyannis back on the 19th, but still 4 innings of just 2-run ball, gave up 4 hits. What he does really well is command the zone. He's moving up from Mercer to Alabama, and the reason why is because he pounds the zone. He doesn't walk a ton of guys. He makes hitters earn it, and for a Falmouth offense that hasn't been great at getting runs on the board, he has to make them earn it today. He can't give the free pass and let the Commodores work around the base paths, earn a free 90 feet, keep them off. If you give up a base hit, you give up a base hit. That's exactly what he did against Catuit, and that's a good Kettleers lineup. If he did it against them, he can do it today.
Last start for Garrett was against Hyannis on the road. That was a 4-1 loss for Wareham, where he let up 2 earned runs over 4 innings. On the other side of things for Falmouth, here's what the starting lineup looks like. For the Commodores, it'll be Austin Maley to lead things off at second base. Then it's Fabio Peralta, the center fielder. Then Ty Konis, he moves up from the 5 spot against YD a couple of days ago. Ryder Woodson, the third baseman in there, what will just be his 3rd game so far this season in the Cape League. Then it's Riley Jackson, a mainstay, has played in all 10 games for Falmouth this season. Ben Slanker, the DH tonight. Then it's Jimmy Nugent, Carl Schmidt in just what will be his 5th game, and Pearson Reebok, the left fielder, rounds things out down there in the 9-hole. He has been the 9-hole man the past 2 games for Falmouth. And Adam, we talked about it a little bit. Hard to believe a quarter of the Cape League season is already down, and it feels like for Wareham, maybe close the book on the first 10. It's the start of a new chapter here.
Yes, it is. And if you divvy up these first 10 games into a first half and second half, it felt like a world of a difference, at least how the Gatemen approached it at the plate. Maybe not in wins and losses, but offense started to produce, and it all starts with the guy right now in Jason Wax.
Garrett Lambert ready to go, toes the slab, winds up, fires, and the first pitch is fouled straight back to the screen against Austin Maley, a guy who went 1 for 4 with a pair of RBIs against Chatham last time. Bumped his average to .385 on the season, which is 5th overall in the Cape League, and is quickly down 0-2 here against Garrett Lambert.
That's Garrett Lambert right there. Get ahead in the count. Austin Maley is a guy that absolutely can burn you. Maybe not for extra bases, but keep working. Getting ahead in counts will be crucial all night long.
Lambert's ready, fires the 0-2. 3 straight pitches to start this game that have been fouled straight back to the screen. Lambert not afraid to attack the middle of the zone here early on, and rightfully so. The guy that pitches to contact is not afraid to let his defense do the work. Delivers the 0-2. Did he go around? Yes, he did, says first plate umpire Rick Antonio. The drop third strike is cleaned up by Drew Rogers, and the first out in this game comes by way of the K for Garrett Lambert.
And uses just 4 pitches to retire the most dangerous hitter, at least in terms of average in this Falmouth order. Austin Maley goes down, and it was an uncomfortable swing. Started to mix and match pitches. Right there from Lambert. Good start.
All 4 of those were in the same exact location, middle high in the zone. First pitch here to the center fielder, Fabio Peralta, is a called strike. This is a Falmouth team that is currently tied with Bourne for first place atop that West Division. One that is being closely battled as the 0-1 is in there. First strike, too, and Lambert, through 6 pitches so far, has not dealt a ball. He's been honest to start.
And you can't ask for a much worse start if you're Wareham, and still, you only have 2 fewer wins than the team that's in first place right now. So there's plenty of baseball left. It starts today. Garrett Lambert, a guy on the mound, can revitalize an offense, and it's an offense that feels like they're starting to hit a little bit better at the plate. So this is a perfect opportunity when you can mix defense with offense and good pitching. You can do a lot for the remainder of a season.
The 1-2 misses upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wareham just a game and a half out from that final playoff spot in the West Division, currently chasing Katuitt, who's at 3-6-1 on the season. Here's the 2-2 to the junior from Miami. A cut and a miss, 4 strike 3. And Garrett Lambert is on it to start this game. Back-to-back Ks puts 2 outs on the board here in the top of the first.
And Lambert, while he is a guy that works the outside corners very well, he's not necessarily a high strikeout guy. He throws the fastball nearly 70% of the time. His next closest pitch is a slider, just 20%. So he's not a huge swing and miss, but doing it so far today.
First pitch here to Ty Konis, the shortstop, is fouled out of play. Konis had the first inning grand slam when Wareham played against Falmouth at Gov Fuller Field on Sunday. That put Falmouth up 4-0 before Wareham came all the way back to take an 8-5 lead in that game as the 0-1 misses inside. And really a day where it felt like it was Wareham's game against Falmouth. Led that one 10-8 in the bottom half of the 10th. Also led it 8-5 in the bottom of the 9th. Blew both of those leads for the loss as the 1-1 is put out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Ty Konis. Just transferred to Texas Tech from Maryland this past season. Taking a step up to SEC ball. Lambert fires the 1-2 on the outside part of the plate, not called for strike 3. Drew Rogers behind the plate wanted it. Wasn't there. Rogers behind the plate today. Lincoln Garcia at third. Henry DeGiorgio at short. RJ Hamilton at second. Tony Lira at third. Left to right in the outfield, Levi Clark, Jason Wax, and Dylan Dubovic today for Wareham. 2-2 is chopped over to the third base side foul, and we'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
For Ty Konis, he's not really hitting for average, but you talked about it, Dan, that grand slam, plenty of pop in the bat. 3 doubles, that home run, 8 RBIs for the Commodores.
2-2, an uncomfortable swing and a miss. And Garrett Lambert strikes out the side to start off this game and puts a 0 on the board for Wareham here in the top half of the first. Gatemen coming to bat here on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Bottom half of the first here in Wareham. No score after Garrett Lambert strikes out the first 3 hitters for Falmouth in the top half of the first. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky. You see the man on the mound for Falmouth. That's Aiden Donovan. looking to provide some length and pitch deep into this game for the Commodores.
Yes, he is. Has gone just 4 innings so far this summer, given up 6 hits, 2 runs. Both were earned, a couple of walks, but double the strikeouts against a Wareham team that enters tonight tied for the most in the Cape League in strikeouts. They've gone down on strikes 105 times. The only team with more right now, Dan, was Falmouth, and then they struck out 3 times in the top of the first.
We'll see if Donovan can do the same. A 4-pitch mix for the righty, fastball, slider, curveball, and changeup, going against Jason Wax to start off this game, batting in the leadoff spot for a 4th straight game for Wareham. Donovan is ready. Shakes off the first couple of signs, finds something he likes, and deals the first pitch of his start, which is middle of the zone for strike 1. It's Jason Wax to lead things off. Then it's R.J. Hamilton, Levi Clark hitting third, Tony Lira, Cohen DeCly, Dylan Dubovic, Drew Rogers, Lincoln Garcia, and Henry DeGiorgio rounds things out for Wareham. The 0-1 bounced in the dirt for ball 1. DeGiorgio, second time that he is down there in the 9-hole, and then you look around as well. Wax is up there. R.J. Hamilton batting second for a second straight game. It seemed like head coach for Wareham, Ryan Smythe, really liked what he trotted out a couple of days ago against Harwich. Is trying to replicate that here as the 1-1 is upstairs for ball 2.
Yeah, and when you talk about the similarities or trying to replicate an offensive performance, the big thing about it was they hit the ball early and got on the board first, something they hadn't done this season. So it makes sense. Wax, Hamilton, Lira towards the top.
2-1. Chop to the right side, foul. And Jason Wax has really had a great story of struggling early on and then picking it up. Was 1 for 18 before he started to get in the leadoff spot. And since he's been at the top of the order, 8 for 13 since. Puts the batting average at 290 on the season. Trying to battle here in a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Here's the pitch. Off speed, high and away, and Wax pushes the count full. His plate discipline has really been on full display. It's been something that was lacking in those first few games with Wareham, but really has drilled down and made it a conscious effort at the plate. There's a reason why he was a .330 hitter the past 2 years at Tulane, on his way to LSU for next season. The payoff is smacked into right field. That ball is down. It's a leadoff single for Jason Wax, and the success at the top of the order continues for the center fielder.
Great piece of hitting for Jason Wax, seeing a couple of pitches against Aiden Donovan, and that's what a start from Garrett Lambert can do. Strikes out the side, playing that complimentary baseball. So now it's on to R.J. Hamilton to try and work Wax around the base paths. 2 straight games scoring in the first inning would be uncharacteristic for this Gatemen team.
Certainly would, and trying to do just that. First pitch here to the second baseman is a called strike. Hamilton has been finding his footing at the plate as of late. Back-to-back games for him, where he's gone 2 for 4. And that was after 2 straight games where he didn't have a hit. Wareham offense starting to come together. Still haven't been able to put all the pieces just right, but definitely making progress as the 0-1 is fouled out of play behind home plate, and the count goes to 0-2.
And any manager that tells you they'll have it figured out game 1 of a summer collegiate season is lying to you. For Wareham, maybe they haven't gotten the win and loss results that they wanted, but they're starting to figure it out, and it feels like they're trending in the right direction.
Hamilton shakes off the 0-2, bounces down in the dirt. Count goes to 1-2. Jason Wax over at first base after leadoff single. Has 2 stolen bases this season, and both came against Falmouth on Sunday. Gets his lead and goes over. The pitch misses high and away. The throw down is way across the bag. That's a stolen base for Jason Wax. And early on here, Wareham has a runner into scoring position with nobody down.
Yeah, great start, and if you're Ryan Smythe or anyone on that Wareham coaching staff or dugout and you saw the throw that Jimmy Nugent just tossed down to second, this should be a Gatemen team that runs often. I mean, you see it right there, well off the line, Austin Maley covering the bag.
2-2 to Hamilton is just chopped over the first base dugout.
But I would be very surprised if that's the lone stolen base attempt we see from the Gatemen.
Think not. The Gatemen coming into this game, just 12 stolen bases. That now 13, but that mark ranks 7th in the Cape League. Donovan ready for the 2-2, comes home. Hamilton skies it into right field. Schmidt under it, makes the play. Tagging from third for a second was Wax. He lets the throw go over to the third baseman, Ryder Woodson. Does not go. So one down here in the bottom half of the first.
And I think something that will be interesting to monitor when you talk about maybe a scouting report and what you gathered from that game on Sunday was Nate Stern, the starter for the Commodores, was absolutely dealing. Got through the first 3 innings and was nearly flawless. They started to get to him in the 4th inning, 3rd time around the order. And that was when they really started to put together some great at-bats against that Falmouth bullpen. So today, facing Aiden Donovan, the starter, maybe not as overpowering as a starting pitcher for the Commodores, but still, when you've seen the damage that you can do against a Falmouth bullpen, trying to do something similar and drive that pitch count up and get Donovan out of the game.
Wareham was held scoreless for the first 3 innings in that game on Sunday before putting up 7 across the following 2. Levi Clark at the plate takes a first pitch ball on the outside part of the plate. Clark out in left field tonight. Did play a couple of days ago. Came in as a pinch hitter in that loss to Harwich in the 8th inning. And grounded out over to third. The 1-0 catches that corner for strike 1. And Clark still looking to find it, batting 130 through 7 games so far this season with Wareham. Back-to-back games for him where he has not had a hit. Trying to knock in Jason Wax here in the bottom half of the first. The 1-1 misses inside, 2 balls and 1 strike to the man from Tennessee.
I don't know if Wax wants to do it here, but pretty big frame from Clark in the right-handed batter's box. Potentially an opportunity to try and steal third, especially with the arm that Nugent just flashed.
2-1 pitch, grounded over to short. Konis fields, throws across the diamond in plenty of time. A nice backhanded play from the shortstop and puts 2 outs on the board here in the bottom of the first.
Clark does his job in moving the runner over. Obviously, you want to straighten it out and get a base hit, but Wareham with a runner over on third, and Tony Lira, who's kind of started to slump a little bit for the Gatemen. Still a vote of confidence from Ryan Smythe, batting him 4th, and a great opportunity here at Spillane Field to score this game's first run.
Lira, the only player on Wareham to play in every single game, all 10 so far this season. The first pitch, this is down low, 4-1. And he had a hit in the first 7 games for Wareham, a reason why he's been a mainstay at the top of the order. But he's 0 for 10 over the last 3 games, so has started to slow down after that fast start. Looking to pick it up here with the first run of the game over at third. Lira swings at the 1-0, fouls it back to the screen, and the count goes to 1-1. It was 0 for 5 against the Mariners before the off day, 2 strikeouts in that one. He was the last out of the ball game when Wareham had 2 runners on. They trailed by 3 in that game, so Lira represented the tying run. Couldn't do anything with it. This time puts the 1-1 in play out into left field. Reebok is under it and makes an easy play to end things here in the bottom half of the first. So Jason Wax singles to start off the game, but then Donovan retires 3 in a row to put a 0 on the board. And we've got no score heading to the second inning here at Spillane Field on Cape League TV.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Tied at zeros here in the top half of the second from Spolin Field between Falmouth and Wareham. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky. You see the 9 on the field right now for Wareham on defense. Here is what it looks like. Drew Rogers behind the plate. Lincoln Garcia is over at third, has not played in 2 games. Henry DeGiorgio has become a mainstay over there at shortstop. RJ Hamilton, second game in a row. He's at second base. Then it's Tony Lira at first. Left, right in the outfield, Levi Clark, Jason Wax, and Dylan Dubovic. Second time that Clark has been out there in left field. Garrett Lambert right back to work against the third baseman, Ryder Woodson. Gets a first pitch swing and a miss, and Lambert was on it in that top half of the first. 3 batters up, 3 batters down, all by way of the strikeout. Here's the 0-1. Big cut and a miss, and he is once again up 0-2, a count he was very familiar with in that first inning.
And it's so big for him. When he's such a high rate of fastball, getting the opportunity to go slider.
0-2, swing and a miss for strike 3. 4 consecutive punch-outs for Garrett Lambert to start off this game, and there's 1 down here in the second.
And I said getting up 0-2 gives him the opportunity to go slider. Didn't matter that time. Blows a fastball by Ryder Woodson. And Garrett Lambert making quick work of this Falmouth order.
Making easy work of him. Riley Jackson, the first baseman, steps in. First pitch. Check swing, doesn't matter. It's a called strike. Jackson, the 6'1", 205 senior, headed to Kentucky next season after spending this past collegiate season with Houston. Ready for the 0-1. Lambert fires. It's fouled back to the screen, and another no ball, 2 strike count. Jackson's been someone that Falmouth has relied on. Has played in all 10 games so far this season for the Commodores. A .267 batting average, but did go 0 for 4 in Falmouth's last game against Chatham with 3 strikeouts. Lambert hunting for the first one on Jackson's line today. Here to no ball, 2 strike count. He comes home, misses high and away for ball 1.
What I love about Garrett Lambert's approach right now is he wastes no time. See him right there. He's already ready. He's set to go. Riley Jackson's got 1.5 feet out of the batter's box.
1-2. Another swing and miss. You cannot make it up. Garrett Lambert with the best start we've seen this season from a starting pitcher. 5 up, 5 down, 5 Ks, all swinging.
And disgusting. He's getting ahead. He's throwing first pitch strikes, and he's getting the chance to mix in the breaking ball. And he's relentless. Ready to go. Ben Slanker now. Lambert's always ready first.
This is inside this time. Makes the count 1-0. And the ball has not been put in play. The Wareham defense has not been tested so far in this game as Lambert delivers the 1-0 and gets a swing and miss for strike 1. He has just been absolutely nasty here today. Already ready to go before the batter even steps back into the box. The efficiency has been on parallel. The 1-1. Missing inside. That's a spot where Lambert has now missed twice in this count, and it's 2-1.
In Lambert's first start, 5 innings, 1 hit, 3 strikeouts last time out. 4 innings, 5 strikeouts, already with 5 today.
And now on the verge of strikeout number 6 to start off the ball game. Slanker, a guy that does have a high strikeout rate, 13 Ks so far this season across 10 games. Here's the 2-2. Whiffed at for strike 3. Slanker down on strikes, and that is now another 1-2-3 inning for Garrett Lambert where he strikes out the side. 6 Ks to start off this game. Insane stuff from the man headed to Alabama next season. That's back-to-back zeros for Wareham on the scoreboard. Coming up bottom half of the second with the Gatemen coming to bat here on Cape League TV.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Bottom half of the second, the DH Cohen Nicolai getting ready to go. We talked about him a little bit pregame, but Cohen Nicolai has been someone to watch, someone that's made an impact, had a nice game last time out against Harwich.
Yes, he did, and really producing, even though he's not catching today for Wareham. Ryan Smythe knew it was a priority to get him in the lineup, being the designated hitter. Sees a lot of pitches. When he's at its best, it's when he's in hitter's advantages, and he sees 3-4 pitches at least from the opposition.
Takes a first pitch strike from the starter, Aiden Donovan, who led up a leadoff single to Jason Wax in the first before getting 3 straight outs. Nicolai pops this one up over on the third base side, goes out of play. The count goes to 0-2. And what a start from Garrett Lambert it's been here tonight. 6 batters up, 6 down, all strikeouts. And Adam, you're really hoping now that Wareham offensively can take advantage of his start.
Yeah, you sit in the dugout and you watch a guy, or you sit in the field, and Nicolai's sake, he was in the dugout, but everyone else in the field getting to watch it firsthand. And
0-2, popped up into right field. Schmidt moving over, makes the play for out number 1.
But for a defense that gets to watch that, watch your guy go out and compete and throw first pitch strikes, it makes you want to put together good at-bats because you know you're going to get a good start out of your guy. You already have gotten it. So a chance where, listen, you don't want this to be a game where 1-0 could be the difference. Get your pitcher some run support, put together good ABs, and get off to a fast start, something we haven't seen a ton of.
Right fielder Dylan Dubovic at the plate. Donovan set, comes home. First pitch high and away for ball 1. Dubovic, 9 games so far this season for Wareham, has been a mainstay in the lineup, a .281 batting average. Has a hit in 6 of the last 7 games for the Gatemen. As the 1-0 tipped off the mask of Nugent. He seems to be A-OK. Takes it off, looks around. Count goes to 1-1 here on Dubovic. This is a Wareham team that went 2-8 in the first 10 games of the season, a quarter down, 75% left to go. Looking to get off on the right foot here in game number 11 of the season, the 1-1. Chopped over to the shortstop, Konis. He backhands, throws to first, and it can't be scooped by Riley Jackson. Dubovic stays close to the bag, and Wareham has a base runner.
Iconis, if there was a weak link on this defense, he would be it at shortstop. 2 errors so far. Imagine that would be his 3rd on the throw. A very tough play for Riley Jackson to dig out. But anywhere else, it's been a Commodores defense that's been pretty good. He had a really strong throw to retire Levi Clark, but this time around, Dylan Dubovic hustles out of the box, beats it out.
Drew Rogers comes to the plate, looking to make something happen with Dubovic over there at first base. Donovan delivers. First pitch is a strike. Got out of a similar scenario in that first inning after letting up the leadoff single to Jason Wax, retired 3 Gatemen in a row. That previous play goes down as an error on Konis, so that's his 3rd officially of the season. Wareham looking to take advantage of it. The 0-1 down and away for ball 1 against Rogers, who's also looking to bounce back. Went 0 for 3 against Harwich before the off day. Had 2 strikeouts in that one as well.
And earlier when we talked about trying to get to this Falmouth bullpen, Drew Rogers was a big contributor for that. Drew 3 walks against the Commodores on Sunday. So for Drew, what version are you going to get of the catcher today?
1-1. Called a strike by home plate umpire Mike Hinujosa. 1-2 strike count, and really Rogers broke through against Hyannis where he had that home run and that 3-hit day. 2 hits against Harwich, 1 against Falmouth on Sunday, and then went hitless last time out. Dubovic goes over to second on the play. The ball's put in play over to the shortstop Konis, who's out of position. A perfect hit and run executed by the Gatemen, and there's runners at the corners with 1 down.
Those are just the kind of plays that the Gatemen haven't made throughout their first 10 games. And right there they do. They put a hit and run on, and you bring Konis closer to the bag, brings that hole wide open on the left side. Dubovic takes off. Reebok came up throwing but didn't stand a chance. And now Lincoln Garcia with a big opportunity to try and break this game open.
Garcia, a guy who hasn't played in a couple of games' time. His last appearance was against these Falmouth Commodores at Gov Fuller Field. Looking to deliver here in a clutch spot early on. First pitch outside for ball 1. And you saw on that most recent pitch, Drew Rogers dancing off of first a good amount, trying to make Aiden Donovan distracted, try and get him off his rhythm. A prime RBI opportunity here for Wareham early on. The 1-0 down in the dirt. Back-to-back pitches where Donovan has tried to get the swing and miss. Just not there from Garcia, a guy who knocked in 2 runs against the Commodores in that 11-10 loss in 10 innings.
And Donovan's not very comfortable right now. So even if you get a pitch where you think you can just get it to the outfield, not sure that's the one you want to swing at.
2-0, cut and a miss from Garcia. He finally gets fooled on that breaking ball. Seemed like right there it was the curveball, which Donovan throws 20% of the time against righties. The other part of it made up of the slider and the changeup. Fastball, the primary pitch. 2-1. High chopper over to second base. It's snared by Maley. He steps on the back, throws to first. And it's a double play to end off the inning. Unfortunate break for Lincoln Garcia and the Wareham offense. Runners at the corners, and they do nothing with it.
No, they don't. And Taylor made. Bailey taps the bag. Not a great throw, but a great stretch by Jackson to retire the side.
2 innings down, no runs here at Spillane Field. We'll take you to the 3rd here on Cape League TV when we return.
Hey, Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Third inning here at Spillane Field. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky. No scorer between the Gatemen and the Commodores. Last time that these two teams played, it was punch after punch after punch. The Gatemen held the lead in both the 9th and the 10th, but could not get the job done against the Commodores. Lambert out there for his third inning of work. He's faced 6 batters and retired all of them by way of the strikeout in this game. Adam, really felt like a couple of days ago against Falmouth, that was a game that Wareham should have had. Certainly want some revenge here today.
Yeah, I agree, and I think the defense was a big factor.
The 1-0 is driven out into left field. Clark going back, takes a look. That ball is into the bullpen and gone. Jimmy Nugent sends one out of here, his second home run of the summer. Puts Falmouth up 1-0 here in the top half of the third.
And so first batter that even puts a ball into play, Jimmy Nugent really gets a hold of it. Deep left field, and you're going to give up 1 or 2 of those for Lambert. It's usually a pitch to soft contact, not a high strikeout guy, but today getting a ton of swings and misses on his stuff. But Nugent, that's a rarity for Garrett Lambert to give up a shot like that.
First pitch to Carl Schmidt, the right fielder, is a strike, and after 6 strikeouts in a row, you felt like Garrett Lambert was untouchable. Falmouth proving everyone wrong. The 0-1's fouled out of play on the first base side. Second straight game where the Commodores have had a home run against the Gatemen. The 0-2 is cut on and missed, 4 strike 3, so Lambert responds immediately. That's the 7th strikeout of his day, and there's 1 down here in the top of the third.
Yeah, and he doesn't need to be perfect. Giving up the solo shot is obviously going to be a blemish, but still plenty of chances to pitch deep into this game, retire hitters. The strikeouts are great, but Lambert already with 31 pitches. You want to get a deep start from the Gatemen today.
9-hole hitter Pearson Reebok at the plate. Fouls the first pitch straight back to the screen.
Yeah, when you talk about what this stretch could entail for Wareham, you want to save as many arms as possible. Lambert could be nearing the end of his time with the Gatemen, so you want to get him deep into this game, try and milk him for as long as you can.
And Lambert missing there with the 1-1. You look at the way that this schedule lines up, this is the first of 6 in a row here for Wareham before an off day, so really a bulk stretch in which they're looking to pick up some positive momentum, carry that throughout. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A visit to YD tomorrow, the top team in the league. That looks untouchable right now at 9-1 before hosting Chatham here on Sunday night. The 1-2 from Lambert. Chopped back behind the plate. We'll do it again at 1-2. After that, it's Harwich, Orleans, and Brewster, and that's why you need a long start from Lambert here.
Yeah, no days off with that stretch, Dan. So for Lambert, it's time to go, and you're trying to get as deep of a start as you can.
Ground ball over to DeGiorgio. Makes a strong throw over to first in time, and there's 2 down after the leadoff home run to start the top half of the third.
And if you're Lambert, it's tough to pitch with all this pressure with an offense that hasn't helped you out a whole lot. So while that 1 run could feel like the difference, a lot of ball game left. Wareham controlled the back half against the Commodores on Sunday. So stay locked in, continue to deal first pitch strikes like you just did. Get ahead in counts because you still got 9 innings to play.
Leadoff man Austin Maley back out the plate. Struck out to start off this game in what was a stretch for Lambert where he retired the first 6 from Falmouth by way of the K. Deals the 0-1 upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike against Maley, who's been one of the best hitters, not just on Falmouth, but in the league with a .385 batting average coming into this game. Stares at the 1-1, a called strike at the top of the zone. And now Lambert just 1 pitch away from getting out of this 3rd inning, just giving up the singular run. Comes set at the belt. Winds and fires. Chopper over to DiGiorgio, and it goes through his legs. He was ready to field it on a couple of hops, picked up the glove too fast, and it's the 2nd error of the season on Henry DiGiorgio. Puts a runner at first with 2 outs.
And just didn't read it very well off the grass. Did take a couple of hops, and then DiGiorgio, like you said, brings his body up, lets it split the wickets, and now a 2-out base runner.
Unnecessary traffic for Garrett Lambert going against Fabio Peralta, the center fielder. First pitch, high and away, 4-1. And we've seen a lot of Gatemen pitchers get into this trap where they're working around 2-out traffic that shouldn't have been there to begin with. See how Lambert deals with it here. Officially goes down as an error on DiGiorgio. Lambert gives a check over on first on Maley. Not going anywhere.
And it's frustrating, no doubt, if you're Garrett Lambert, but you can't pitch around Peralta right now because outside of Jimmy Nugent getting a hold of 1 pitch, overall this Commodores lineup hasn't really done all that well.
1-0 is a called strike. Rogers with the snap throw over to first base. Lira fields it cleanly, not going anywhere. That time was Maley.
Yeah, but no need to pitch around. Go right at Peralta. He's a good hitter. From Miami, hitting .313. But so far, it's been 2 ground balls as the only chances that the Wareham defense has had.
It took till Pearson Reebok for a ball to be put in play that was fielded by the defense. 1-1 is cut on and missed for strike 2. And Lambert now just a pitch away from getting out of this 3rd, avoiding any extra harm from the error by DiGiorgio, which put Maley over at first base. Lambert once again wants to check over on first base. Maley still not going anywhere. Not a guy that has stolen a base this season. But Lambert still concerned with him over at first. Now ready for the 1-2. Comes home, and it's another swing and a miss. Garrett Lambert, through his first 9 outs of the game, has retired 8 Falmouth hitters by way of the strikeout. Does give up the solo shot here in the top half of the 3rd. Puts Falmouth up 1-0 here at Spillane Field after 2.5 innings of play. Get your merch at the Wareham Gatemen website and click shop to view our latest merch drops. The 2026 Gatemen Kids Clinic registration is live and open. Starting next week, kids will have the chance to be taught by Gatemen coaches and players. For more information, visit the Wareham Gatemen website for dates, times, prices, and opportunities for your kids to have the most memorable week of their summer. Bottom half of the 3rd, Wareham with some work to do as the Gatemen trail the Commodores 1-0. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky as we get you ready with this bottom half of the 3rd. It was a solo shot for Jimmy Nugent back in that top half of the third. Garrett Lambert up to 8 strikeouts on the day, is 1 away from tying Wade Walton for the team high on the season. That was 9 for him in his last outing, but Wareham wants to get it going offensively, and it'll start with Henry DeGiorgio. 9-1-2 for Wareham here in the bottom half of the third. Still the starter, Aiden Donovan, out there for Falmouth. First pitch to DeGiorgio, high and away. No one that would like to make up for it more at the plate than Henry DeGiorgio after he had that error with 2 outs in the top half.
And plenty to build on. Last game, a 2-hit day with extra bases, had a nice double into left center field. So absolutely, if you're DeGiorgio, you want to make up for the defense.
Sends a flare into right field. Going back is Schmidt. It'll end up being the center fielder, Peralta, who makes a crashing play into the wall. Some beautiful defense from the center fielder. Steals DeGiorgio of extra bases, and there's 1 down here in the bottom half of the third.
Gave it a ride. Right center, Schmidt and Peralta. Schmidt sees that it's Peralta's ball, and a very nice play from the center fielder to maintain focus with that ball continuing to bear down. But makes the play, now back to the top of the order.
Jason Wax at the plate started off the game offensively for Wareham with a single. Made it all the way over to third before he was stranded there. Takes a first pitch ball on the outer half. Donovan has allowed a base runner in both of the innings to start off this game, but has worked around it each time. He's been solid. Deals the 1-0. It's a cut and a miss from Wax for strike 1. Trying to build off a 3-hit performance against Harwich where he had a double. Was an integral part of getting 2 runners on in that top half of the 9th when Wareham tried to mount the comeback. Came up short. Takes a pitch on the outer half and makes it 2-1. Wax against Falmouth. Had 2 doubles, 2 RBIs, 2 stolen bases at Gov Fuller Field. Trying to build off that here. Already has a single in this game. Flies a pitch out into right field, and Schmidt is there all the way. 2 down here in the bottom half of the third.
A very good outfield for Falmouth, and not that Wareham wants to try and test them, but none of the 3 outfielders have committed an error between Reebok, Peralta, and Schmidt in the outfield. So right there, these are guys that can put good jumps on the balls put in play, and you've seen it right there. Peralta, who retired DeGiorgio, and Schmidt made it look effortless out there with Wax.
With 2 outs here in the bottom half of the third, R.J. Hamilton steps in. Donovan puts the glove close to his face and is ready. Comes home, and Hamilton takes a first pitch strike at the bottom of the zone. That was Donovan's 40th pitch so far of his outing. 25 have been strikes, so he's been pitching very efficiently and has been letting his defense do the work, as seen in this inning. Deal 1. Popped up out of play on the first base side, and now Donovan just a pitch away from his first 1-2-3 inning here in the bottom half of the third. Really felt like Wareham started with the momentum in the first 2 innings of this game, with Lambert sitting the first 6 down for Falmouth. Gatemen unable to take advantage of some early traffic. And now seems like things are sliding the Commodores' way. Donovan delivers the 0-2. Ball hit up the middle. Konis gloves, throws to first. A nice play across his body for out number 3. It's a 1-2-3, bottom half of the third for Falmouth. Wareham has yet to score a run in this ball game, and the Commodores lead things 1-0 after 3. Now time to turn things over to the third member of our crew, CeCe Gabriel. CeCe, what do you got?
Thanks
Thanks, guys. We see it's the Wareham Gatemen and Falmouth Commodores facing off, but take a little bit of a step deeper, and it's actually Miami versus Miami. Wareham Gatemen's Dylan Dubovic, and then you have on the Falmouth Commodores Fabio Peralta, who was just the center fielder that had the great play for the Commodores. Now, when I talked to Dylan right before the game, he told me that they're just great friends on and off the field. They go hang out and go to water slides. They hang out at each other's places. They grab food. They even went to an escape room. They do it all. When I asked Dylan about what about Fabio's game he admires, he told me that it was actually his passion for the game, how much he loves it, how much work he puts in, day out. And now here they are facing off against each other at Spillane Field. They may be great friends, but today there's a little bit of competition. A fun one for you guys. Sending it back to you.
Thanks so much, CeCe. Dubovic and Peralta going at it. Peralta got the best of Dubovic in round one, going at it again in round two. We could see Dylan this inning, but it's the 3-4-5 hitters due up for the Gatemen. Levi Clark, Tony Lira, and Cohen Nicolai, or check that. We'll see them in the bottom of this inning, but right now in the top of the fourth, it's 3-4-5 as well for Falmouth.
I think you were just getting a little bit too excited there.
Exactly.
You want to see the Gatemen at the plate. You want to see them tie up this game, but
if
wait.
If you're Wareham right now, why would you not want that guy? Why would you not want to watch that guy go to work? Garrett Lambert, 8 strikeouts, 9 outs. The difference, though, in this game was the solo home run from Jimmy Nugent to start things off in the third inning. Back out for the fourth. Out of the windup, his first pitch to Ty Konis. This is outside, ball one. Lambert has done very well, and that pitch right there, not super common for Lambert today. A ton of first pitch strikes. 1-0 flared, right field. Dubovic on the run, down for extra bases. Konis rounds first. It rattles around in the corner. Dubovic throws in, and a leadoff double. Not a great start for Garrett Lambert to begin things in back-to-back innings. Gave up the solo home run to Nugent to begin the third, and then a leadoff double to Konis in the fourth.
And a nice job by Konis to not try and do too much with this ball, just shove it into the corner and get some extra bases. Dubovic struggled with it a little bit out there in right field, but that had second written all over it, and now a real chance for Falmouth to build on their early lead with a runner in scoring position.
Ryder Woodson, who also has a double, making just his third appearance of the summer today. He waves and misses at a first pitch slider, 0-1. Woodson 2 for 7 so far this summer. 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. He went down on strikes his first time up. Lambert trying to work his second time through the order. A long pause. The 0-1. Grounded off his leg into the field of play. Lambert was ready to attack. I think that's the right call from Mike Josa.
For sure, definitely hit off of his leg. Gives Lambert a leg up now as well. The no ball, 2 strike count, but pretty clear foul ball right there.
Woodson shakes it off, digs back in. Behind 0-2, still no out. Pitch. This is outside. Lambert tried to get Woodson to wave at a slider. Well outside the zone, and the count now 1-2. This is where Lambert's been dominant, though. 0-2 counts, 1-2 counts. Brings it home. Foul tipped into the mid of Rogers, and another strikeout. Just like last inning, after giving up an extra base hit, he responds instantly with a strikeout, 9th of the day for Lambert.
Now just 1 strikeout away from the outright season high for Wareham. It was set by Wade Walton, who had 9 in his last start. Has just been doing a really good job not letting the traffic really get into his head and just pitching around it.
Brings up Riley Jackson, who struck out his first time up. Looks at a pitch outside, and it's 1-0. For Garrett Lambert, and not to say that this Falmouth lineup isn't great. It's not a bad lineup. 4th in the league in batting average, 4th in runs per game, but they do strike out a lot. So that part shouldn't come necessarily as a surprise. Rogers stares Konis back to second. Both of these two teams, the Gatemen and the Commodores, strike out a league high 105 times heading into today. Obviously, Falmouth takes the lead in most strikeouts after Lambert has already punched 9 hitters out, but shouldn't necessarily come as a surprise that he's getting more swing and miss stuff, but I don't think to this extent was to be expected for Lambert. 9 strikeouts, still in the 4th inning.
Not at all, and it's production we haven't seen from him at all this season. It's production you didn't really see at Mercer either, strikeout-wise. Yeah. He's been a guy that just pitches to contact and let his defense do the work, but he has just been a dominant workhorse out there today.
Pitch. Called strike. Bottom of the zone. 3-1. Lambert tries to work back into the count. Lambert, a strikeout rate of under 30% this past season with Mercer. Very good with the Bears. Why he's headed to Alabama. 3-1. Called a strike. Back-to-back pitches inside the zone.
And he's battled back from 3-0 down. Pushed the count full. Has not issued a walk so far in this game. Really nice job of making this a competitive AB.
Jonas still over there on second. 3-2. Nasty slider, tails in at the knees, called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts. It's the first backwards K of the night, and Jackson sent to the first base dugout for the second time today. 2 gone in the top of the 4th.
That was nasty right there. Just pulls it cross-body. Jackson had no chance on that. 10 strikeouts now for Garrett Lambert.
Freezes him inside corner. Brings up Ben Slanker. 2 gone. Eaves and misses. First pitch fastball, 92 miles an hour, 0-1. For Lambert, obviously you want to pitch to soft contact, but with 2 outs, Conus on the move on contact. Don't want to allow a base hit here. Could absolutely score Conus. Leadoff double. The 0-1. Cut and a miss. After letting Jackson get ahead 3-0, not looking to make the same mistake this time around. No balls, 2 strikes on Slanker. Lambert readies. Punched over. That's a battle and an 0-2 count. The designated hitter. It's on the way. Misses outside. And we saw Lambert bend a slider in on the right-handed Jackson. Slanker in the lefty batter's box. Tries to sneak it in. Similar spot. 1-2. Just misses inside. I don't think Lambert minded the spot at all.
The first time he came inside in this count, first 3 pitches have been high at the top of the zone. Tried to make Slanker a little bit uncomfortable there. He was fine laying off, but a great spot.
2-2 the count, 2 away. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Garrett Lambert. After surrendering a leadoff double, he strikes out 3 consecutive Falmouth hitters. Wareham tries to bottle that momentum into the home half. Levi Clark, Tony Lira, and Cohen Nicolai due up for the Gatemen here on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Care at 6 locations, Cape Washington, Falmouth, Newport East.
Bottom of the fourth, Wareham trails 1-0. The difference in this one, a solo shot in the top of the third from Jimmy Nugent. But Garrett Lambert has been exceptional. 11 strikeouts head-to-head, 2 opening day starters. Aiden Donovan hasn't had the same swing and miss success against the Gatemen. These two lineups very similar in terms of the K, Dan.
Certainly 105 times apiece coming into this game. That number now up to 116 for Falmouth after Lambert has just been mowing hitters down. But you really want Wareham to respond here. Don't let this start for Garrett Lambert go to waste. He is pitching a gem, yet the scoreboard still has Falmouth on top.
First pitch to Levi Clark is inside, ball one. Donovan yet to record a strikeout against this Wareham lineup, so give the Gatemen hitters credit. They're at least making the Commodores defense go to work. They forced one error on the shortstop, Ty Konis. Flies one out of play. But that's what this Wareham lineup didn't really do throughout the first half dozen games. And after that Sunday matchup at Gov Fuller Field against the Commodores, that's where, when we talk about turning the page, that's where it felt like this offense started to put balls in play, work deeper into counts. 1-1, misses down.
But it was kind of a similar story against Harwich. Wareham had the opportunities. They put the ball in play. They put pressure on the opposing pitcher. Couldn't deliver with the big hit.
Are capable of the big hit. 2-1. Curveball tails downstairs. 3 balls, 1 strike. Clark, not a great start to the summer, hitting just 130, but there's a reason he's batting third today. And it's because of that extra base power. Has a couple of doubles. Came late to the summer. 3-1, called a strike inside corner, and count runs full to Clark. Making his 8th appearance of the summer. 3 hits on the Cape, and 2 were for extra bases. Payoff from Donovan. Grounded foul. Right off the leg of Clark, and they'll do it again at 3-2.
It really feels like these 2 hitters of Levi Clark and Tony Lira, who's on deck right now, have so much potential. Clark in there for a reason. Got so many great at-bats at Tennessee, and Lira, a guy who started hot for Wareham.
3-2 is drilled left side and just foul.
You see it right there.
Yeah.
That's the potential that Levi Clark brings to you. Same thing with Tony Lira.
Barreled up on it, but yanks it down the left field line and foul. This time around, it'll be the 3rd time at 3-2. Donovan kicks and fires. Another one looped left side. If it's fair, it's trouble. Fair ball. Clark stays put at first, but it's a 3-2 count, and he pulls it down the line for a base hit. Leadoff man aboard for the Gatemen in the bottom of the 4th.
That's what you got to love. 8th pitch of the at-bat, a true battle between Clark and Donovan. He wins it in the end. Pulled basically that same swing foul on the previous pitch. This time waits a little bit longer, still early on it, but gets it into left field, and now Wareham a chance to do some damage.
Tony Lira had that opportunity in the 1st inning. With Wax in scoring position, flew out to the left fielder, Reebok though. Pitch, capped foul, 0-1. It's been a struggle for Tony Lira after starting this year on a 7-game hit streak. Since then, it hasn't been great. 3 straight hitless games. Been 0 for 10, now 0 for 11 after the flyout in the 1st. 9-1. Time he takes, it's the right call. It evens the count at a ball and a strike.
A lot of the at-bats he had against Harwich were non-competitive. He went down 0-2 quickly, 1-2. A lot of swing and miss. So far tonight, the at-bats have looked better.
They have, and Levi Clark was a prime example of it. 1 grounded foul. You just said it. Clark saw 8 pitches in that at-bat, and even within that battle, made the necessary adjustments. On the 7th pitch, pulled it foul.
8th pitch, waited a little bit longer, saw another offering from Donovan, kept it fair. 1-2. Popped up behind home plate. Nugent back and stares at it. It trails out of play. Count remains 1-2. There's many reasons why you want to see as many pitches as possible against a pitcher, but when you look at the history between these two teams and what that matchup looked like on Sunday, when Wareham, once it got to the Falmouth bullpen, started to put together some very quality at-bats and generating plenty of runs. 1-2. Grounded foul left side, and Lyra doing something similar to what Clark did on the previous at-bat.
And it's the right mentality. Make Donovan throw a lot of pitches. Wait for what you like. He's thrown 3 middle away in this at-bat. 2 of them have been hit foul by Lyra. He's on it.
Donovan the pitch. This is low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. In the 4th inning, we've reached the bottom of the 4th today. The 4th inning was where the Gatemen broke out on Sunday against the Commodores. 3 scoreless frames to open the game up from the starter Nate Stern. In the 4th inning, they chased the starter out as Lyra unloads on one left side, hooking foul, and that's where it'll end up. So another 2-2 count forthcoming from Donovan to Lyra. But something similar to what Levi Clark did. Saw a couple of pitches, hold it foul, and straightened it out the next time around. Lyra trying to replicate. In a 2-2 count, runner on first, still nobody out. Pitch. Strike 3. Lyra gets a piece of it, but tipped into the mitt of Nugent, and now Lyra 0 for his last 12.
That's a good at-bat right there from Lyra. You really can't be too upset about that. Makes Donovan throw 8 pitches. That's back-to-back counts now where he's thrown 8 to start off this 4th inning. Wareham as a team seeing all of his pitches. They're making him a little bit uncomfortable right now, which is what you need.
Donovan on his 2nd trip through the order. Facing Cohen Nicolai now. Deals a first pitch breaking ball that misses up and in. Fly 0 for 1 with a flyout. Like we were just saying, the Gatemen right now in the bottom of the 4th. They put up a 4 spot against the Commodores in the top of the 4th. They were the road team. Like on Sunday. 1-0, broken bat. Loop left side, out of play. But Cohen Nicolai split the wood in about 4 different pieces, and he walks back to the third base dugout to retrieve a new piece of wood.
The only thing he had left was the handle of the bat. Basically, all of it shattered, and honestly, it sounded like he got good wood on the pitch originally before it all broke into pieces. See him getting a new bat right there, deciding which one to go with.
Nicolai in a 1-1 count.
There's some sticky stuff on there.
See how much this takes him out of his groove. Donovan has been put atop the mound for a good bit. We're in his 4th inning of work. Heading into tonight, he had pitched 4 innings across the summer. Trying to finish off the 4th now. The 1-1. Breaking ball settles in on the outer third for a called strike, 1-2.
Really nice job of using that curveball to his advantage and just dropping it in. Looked a little bit like a 12-6 right there with the way that it dropped. And now he can go to the slider, maybe the fastball here, try and speed up Nicolai.
Clark on first. It is a double play threat. 2, loads up, takes high, ball 2.
That was the fastball there. Tried to get Nicolai to chase it up high.
Clark hasn't really shown much of an interest in increasing that lead off of being held on by Jackson. Donovan comes set, about 2 creeps off the bag. Clyde grounds it foul left side. Stays alive in a 2-strike count.
They're all long at-bats to start off this 4th for Donovan. This will be the 6th pitch of the at-bat. Through 8 against Clark and Lira. Wareham doing a really nice job at the plate in this inning.
22nd pitch of the inning set to come from the stretch with still just one out. Clark on the move. The pitch is swung on, skied left center field towards the gap. Pearson and Reebok converge, and it's Reebok, the left fielder, that makes the play. Clark back to first. A couple of flyouts to start Cohen Nikolai's day. 2 down in the 4th.
Kind of felt like Wareham was trying to do what they did back in the 2nd with Drew Rogers, where they organized that hit and run, and then on the play, Dubovic got over to 3rd. That time, Nikolai just gets under it, but another good at-bat. That was a good pitch, middle, that Nikolai thought he had a shot at there. These have still, you haven't been seeing it results-wise, but it's been good plate appearances in this inning.
Dylan Dubovic digs in and a check on first. After Clark took off, Donovan now respecting the running game from Clark. Tried to place a hit and run. Drew Rogers executed it to perfection earlier. He's on deck right now for the Gatemen. First pitch to Dubovic. He waves and misses. Big cut. 90-mile-an-hour fastball. 0-1.
Donovan's been doing a nice job of working around traffic. Has had a base runner in every inning but one.
Could be the last inning of the day for Donovan. Deals the appeal down to first base umpire Rick Antonio. He says Dubovic did go. It's 0-2.
And this at-bat is uncharacteristic in this inning compared to all the other ones. Dubovic's going to have to battle here in a no-ball, 2-strike count.
Reached on an error his first time up. Ground ball to the shortstop, Tyconis. 0-2. Popped up, right side, out of play. Dubovic has struggled with the strikeout. Hitting 6th today for Ryan Smythe. He's been punched out 10 times, walked just once. Clark with the leadoff single on first. Which is off the base. Pitch. Well inside. Dubovic corkscrews out of the way. Count now 1-2. Falmouth 1, Wareham nothing. One swing the difference. Wasn't that way back on Sunday. Clark on the move. The pitch popped up. Right side of the infield. Maylee under it. Pulls it in for the 3rd out of the inning. Donovan works around a leadoff single to retire the side. 3 consecutive hitters down for the Gatemen. Through 4 at Spillane Field. 1-0. Commodores with the lead on Cape League TV.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Back here for the top of the 5th at Spillane Field. Commodores with a 1-0 lead, trying to advance to 2-0 on the season against the Gatemen after the win on Sunday. And Dan, see it right there, a couple of West Division rivals, some history between the two sides.
That 2018 run was when Wareham won the Cape Cod Baseball League chip. That was the last time to date that the Gatemen hoisted the trophy, and these two have gone back and forth. Wareham took the last 2 games last season before Falmouth finished as the worst team in the West, were eliminated after the regular season, didn't get a shot in the postseason.
So those 2 wins when they swept and went on to the championship might have meant a little bit more, but right now for a Gatemen team trying to get back on track, any win would be welcome. First pitch in the top of the 5th to Jimmy Nugent is a cold strike, 0-1. And Nugent, Dan, has been the difference in this one after the solo shot in the 3rd.
And it's really the same thing here in the top half of the 5th than it was in the 3rd. You have the bottom 3 coming to the plate, and that's when Nugent launched one, and then Falmouth got one more runner aboard in that inning because of an error in the field defensively for Wareham.
Still just the 2nd time through the order. 7, 8, 9 due up in this inning for the Commodores. The 0-2. Skied, right center field, Wax on the move, he looks up, and it's off the wall. Nugent turns, rolls into second with a stand-up double. 3 consecutive innings now where Garrett Lambert has surrendered extra bases to the leadoff hitter.
Really seems like that leadoff spot has been giving him some problems, and this just a nice job by Nugent. He does what he did to left field in the 3rd, just takes it into center this time, hits it to the deepest part of the park, 400 out there, and it drops off the wall. A really nice job. Now, if you're a Wareham fan, don't be too worried. Lambert struck out the following 3 after letting up a leadoff double in the 4th.
Also battled back to strike out Carl Schmidt in the 3rd after the home run from Nugent. Deals a first pitch strike to Schmidt. Swings and misses at a high fastball. Schmidt still in search of his first hit this summer. Grounds it to the left side of the infield. On a hop, DeGiorgio gloves, goes to first in time. Nugent advances to 3rd. 1 away, but Falmouth with some run support for its starter, Aiden Donovan, just 90 feet away in the form of Nugent.
And that's a play where you thought DeGiorgio might go over to 3rd base. He took a look, ends up going to Lira for 1. He had a chance there over at 3rd base, and now Wareham has to bring the infield in, trying to not let the second run of this game come across.
Reebok digs in now, the 9th hitting left fielder, one of just 2 hitters for the Commodores yet to strike out against Lambert. First pitch misses inside, 1-0. The only other, Dan, is Jimmy Nugent, who's 2 for 2 with a home run and a double.
Pretty impressive out of Garrett Lambert, and the scoreboard really not a representation of how the outing has gone. Sure, there's the solo shot, but really, he's been so dominant out there. This is a game where you feel like Wareham should be up right now by a couple of runs with the way that he's been pitching, but the offense just gone stale.
Both teams with 3 hits. The Gatemen 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Falmouth, however, 0 for 4. And a 2-0 count. Reebok swings and misses. In at the hands, comes up empty, 2-1. Nugent, not great speed, but probably enough that if Reebok gets this one to the outfield, deep enough, can tag. Squares to bunt, comes in, Lira gloves, can't scoop it out of the grass, and everyone is safe. Falmouth has a 2-0 lead. Reebok beats it out without a throw.
That is a great representation right there from Falmouth on situational hitting. What a beautiful job right there. You don't show the bunt once for the first 3 pitches of that at-bat. You drop it down, put it in a great place where Lira's in, but he still has to charge it. And that one was just a play where I don't think he would have had it at the plate either. Just a really nice job there from Falmouth.
Await the official ruling, but felt like an error on Tony Lira. First pitch to Austin Maley, runner on the move, popped up right side, out of play.
I don't think you would have gotten him at the plate there anyway. Nugent was chugging down the line. Lira probably would have had a play at first.
Yeah.
But just a nice job there of a surprise bunt.
So Nugent, the leadoff double. Moved to third off the ground out from Schmidt. Another check on first. And then takes home after the sac bunt from Reebok.
It goes down as an error on Lira.
Second of the season for the first baseman. Another toss over to first. Lira Morales applies the tag. Reebok plenty of speed on first. He's 6 for 6 in stolen base attempts this summer. Back to the top of the order against Austin Maley. 1 out in the 5th. Popped up, out of play. 2 strikes on the leadoff man, Maley.
And just more representations tonight of Wareham not helping themselves out in the field.
Yep.
Another error, more runs coming across. Kind of how Harwich got going the other night as well.
Back over on first. Reebok stays put. Lambert has passed 70 pitches. Have to imagine it's his last inning of the day. The 0-2. Goes outside. Maley holds. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
There is an arm starting to warm out there in the bullpen for Wareham. You would imagine that Lambert, though, is still going to finish out this 5th regardless.
1-2. Lambert, peek over his left shoulder. And now goes there. Really respecting the running game for not just Falmouth, but Pearson Reebok especially. Hitting in the 9th hole. Giving Jack Dom some speed on the bases. Pitch misses high, 2-2. Haley 0 for 2 today, but batting .385 this summer. Two, runner on the move. Pitch, swung on and missed. The throw down in time. Strike him out, throw him out, and that's how we end things in the top of the 5th. Leadoff double from Jimmy Nugent. He comes around to score on a bunt from Pearson Reebok, and Falmouth has a 2-0 lead. Halfway home at Blaine Field, Commodores lead at 2-0 on Cape League TV.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Bottom of the 5th, Wareham trailing 2-0. Not the same story as what it was a couple of days ago, Dan, before the off day. The Gatemen didn't trail until the bottom of the 7th, but the Mariners rallied late for a 6-3 win to give the Gatemen their 3rd straight loss.
Harwich just responded every single time Wareham went up. The Mariners were right there to tie it up. Some sloppy defense down the stretch led to another loss.
Wareham trying to surge the late stages of this game. Bottom of the order due up 7-8-9. Drew Rogers leads things off. Had a single his first time up. Catcher from Georgia Tech. The 0-1 facing Donovan. Popped up right side. Hurling towards foul ground. Jackson stays to the left of the line. playable, and he retires Rogers. Back-to-back pop-outs induced off the right hand of Aiden Donovan.
And really, the Wareham offense has not put any pressure on Aiden Donovan since that second inning. They had back-to-back runners at third base within the first two, but since then have gone completely cold.
Yeah, that threat in the second inning was terminated quickly after Lincoln Garcia grounded into a double play. This time he chops it over to the third baseman, Woodson. Strong throw to first in time, and there's now 2 away. Donovan, who dealt his 70th pitch to Drew Rogers, is working quickly here in the bottom of the 5th.
He had to deal a lot of pitches in that last inning. Had 8 against Clark and Lira, 6 against Nikolai before a quick at-bat to round things out. Just seems like a non-competitive approach right now at the plate from Wareham.
Henry DeGiorgio trying to stay competitive for a great day on Wednesday. Takes outside for ball 1. DeGiorgio, a 2-hit day against the Mariners. He was great in just his second appearance of the summer, making his 3rd start. Shortstop out of Northeastern. 1-0. A half swing through the zone. He did offer at it, but didn't really put his full weight into it. Count 1-1.
Just seemed a little bit uncomfortable there with that swing.
Base is clear, 2 down. Rogers popped out. Garcia grounded out. Gets a hold of this one. 1-1, dropping fast, and it falls in front of the right fielder, Carl Schmidt. 2-out base knock for Henry DeGiorgio, and the Gatemen have a base runner in the bottom of the 5th.
Really nice job by DeGiorgio. Just flares it over the head of Maley. And now with Wax coming to the plate, this is kind of what worked for Wareham against Harwich a couple of days ago. You get DeGiorgio on, Wax at the top of the order, a guy that's been hit in this game already, had a single to start things off, and looking to build on that here.
DeGiorgio has not attempted a stolen base. We'll see if he does here with 2 down. Check on first, head first dive. He's safe. But for Wax, a 1-for-2 day for him so far. I think if you're DeGiorgio, you might try and move into scoring position. If not, you get to the 6th inning and the top of your order's due up in a 2-0 game. First pitch misses down. How do you view that situation? Obviously, runs right at
got to make
premium.
something happen, right? It just hasn't felt like Wareham's put Falmouth in an uncomfortable position. You saw Nugent, his throw down in that first inning was very far away from the bag. He seemed like he was a little bit off. It's not like he's been throwing you out or you've been caught. Put some pressure on, and like you mentioned, if you get tagged out, you still have the top of the order to come in the 6th.
We'll see how Wareham elects to play it the 5th, and another check on first.
Seems like they're listening.
Yeah, and I think they understand circumstances. Giorgio, like we just said, 3rd game of the season, but hasn't attempted a stolen base. 1-0. Called a strike, bottom 3rd. Evens it at 1-1. Jason Wax, a well-documented story. Started this year 0 for 16, but since then, 10 for 17. 1-1, runner on the move. Pitch grounded to the second baseman, Maley. Snares, lazy throw to first. It's in time to retire the side. 2-out single is all Wareham musters in the 5th. We're on to the 6th. The 2-3-4 hitters are due up for the Commodores, who hold a 2-0 lead on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Top of the sixth, Falmouth leading Wareham 2-0. Garrett Lambert's day is done, but not before he was outstanding. Dan Shalam, 11 punch-outs for the righty headed to Alabama.
Couldn't have been better. 5 innings of free-hit, 2-run ball. Just absolutely dominated out there. Gave this Wareham offense a shot for a good while he was out there. And just so much swing and miss. Started the game on fire. 6 strikeouts in a row. Brilliant job from Garrett Lambert. Hats off. Standing ovation.
Jimmy Nugent was his kryptonite. 2 for 2. A home run and a double that he came around to score on. But now Ryan Smith and the Gatemen turn to the bullpen. It's an Alyssa Watling intuitive call to the bullpen. And it's Jake Schweitzer, right-hander from Louisville, making yet another appearance, his 5th of the summer for the G-Men.
The last time that Wareham was here at home against Orleans, 2 1/3 in that one, 1 hit and no runs. He also did pitch against Falmouth, was the man that led up the game-winning hit when the bases were loaded in the bottom half of the 10th. But he really looked sharp in that last outing against Orleans, looks to build on that here.
And that was a rain-shortened game against the Firebirds where he came in and with the circumstances that he was dealt, pitched very well. 2 1/3 of just 1 hit ball. And that Falmouth game came in with the bases loaded, and that goes down as a blown save, but nobody was expecting Schweitzer. It would have been some serious heroics to escape that with a win or even a tie.
He got put in an impossible spot in that one.
Comes in here facing the 2-3-4 hitters, though, with a clean inning, top of the 6th. First pitch to Fabio Peralta. This is outside, 1-0. Talked about it earlier. Third member of our crew, CeCe Gabriel. Peralta, center fielder from Miami, facing his college teammate, Dylan Dubovic. He swings and lines out to the second baseman, Hamilton. A well-timed jump from R.J. Hamilton, preventing that one from getting to Peralta's college teammate, Dubovic out and right, 1 away.
Nice job. Hamilton had it all the way, makes a nice little leap, comes down with it. Nice way for Jake Schweitzer to come into this ball game to get the first out.
Iconis now digs in, the shortstop. Entered today batting 194, but doubled his last time up. The first time since the second inning that the leadoff man has been retired. Pitch. Sinker that misses inside, 1-0.
Just speaks volumes to the way that Garrett Lambert was pitching in the game.
Exited with 12 strikeouts. Most by a pitcher for the Gatemen this year in a single game. 1-0 misses inside, 2 balls, no strikes.
And it's just really unfortunate that Wareham could not even put a single run on the board throughout those 5 innings. Sure, it's an offense that has had success against this Falmouth bullpen, but really would have liked for them to give Lambert some run support.
2-0. Half swing, he did offer. Got now 2-1. Whites are local to the Louisville area. Playing this college ball there, grew up. Now battling here on the Cape League. 2-1. Called a strike, inner third. Well-placed pitch from Schweitzer. We're even at 2-2.
Really nice spot, and he mixes up the cutter and the sinker. His 2 primary pitches makes it hard for hitters.
2-2 pitch. Grounded foul. For Konis, it's an interesting story on how he ended up here. Talked about why he came to the Cape. He learned a lot from his collegiate teammate, Antonio Morales, who was a former Commodore and a Cape League All-Star. From Maryland, and Konis headed out of College Park. Announced his commitment to Texas Tech. 2-1, swung on and missed. Jake Schweitzer doing a nice job early on in his relief appearance. 2 down in the 6th.
Taking advantage of these hitters, getting the swing and miss. You know that this lineup is one that loves to swing, so Schweitzer throwing his best stuff out there and letting the pitches do the work.
Now Ryder Woodson, 0 for 2, a couple of strikeouts. The middle of the order for Falmouth between the 4, 5, 6 hitters, Ryder Woodson, Riley Jackson, and Ben Slanker, 0 for 6 with 6 strikeouts.
I think they're very happy to see Jake Schweitzer on the mound now and not Garrett Lambert. You talk about the Gatemen breaking through against the Falmouth bullpen last time. They're trying to do the same thing this time around.
Yeah, and lucky enough for the Commodores, though, they can do that and start to see pitches from a new guy, not someone like Lambert where they were not having a ton of success against, but they get to do so with a 2-0 lead. Deal 1, all to strike. Half swing from Woodson, didn't look comfortable. He's behind 0-2.
It's just crazy if you think about it, that you struck out 12 times and you're up 2-0.
Yeah. That's 12 times and through just 5 innings. The 0-2. Grounded, left side. Garcia on a couple of hops. Strong throw. It's in time. Jake Schweitzer in his first inning out of the pen for the Gatemen. Goes 3 up, 3 down, and now tries to turn it to the Wareham offense, looking to score its first runs of the day. 2-3-4, due up when we return on Cape League TV.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Bottom of the 6th, Falmouth and Wareham. The Gatemen with a slow start to the summer, 2-8, a 3-game losing streak, but trying to get back in the win column as the Cape Cod Baseball League power rankings released yesterday on the nearly league-wide off day, but Harwich, one of the teams in action, right there slotted at 2, Dan.
Certainly they are a team that beat up on Wareham in its last game before that one yesterday against Hyannis. YD's been off to an amazing start. But I think the biggest thing to take away from the power rankings is that in the top 5, there's only one team from the West Division. That's the Bourne Braves. They only have 4 wins on the season, so still things wide open after the first power rankings of the year from the league.
Yeah, Wareham trying to do what it did on Sunday and start to have some success against the Falmouth bullpen. Aiden Donovan's day is done. It's an Alyssa Watling intuitive pitching change, and it turns to Owen Slater, the rising junior out of Missouri State. Deals a first pitch to RJ Hamilton. From the windup, he goes. This is down and away.
Slater, a guy that faced Wareham the last time that these two teams played. Wareham did most of its damage in the bullpen against Jake Michalak, who let up 4 runs. Slater went 3 1/3 with 4 hits, a run given up that earned, and 2 strikeouts.
Pitch to Hamilton. This is down and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Donovan's day is done. He departs in line for the win. 5 innings, 4 hits, no runs, no walks, and 1 strikeout. Entered with a 4.5 ERA, leaves with a 2 flat. 2-0 to Hamilton. Ain't gonna miss. 2 balls, 1 strike.
And even though you've faced Slater before and he had some success against you, that's now an advantage that you're facing a reliever that you just saw on Sunday against a lot of hitters in this lineup that were also in there against the Commodores last time around.
Slater fires and misses downstairs. 3 balls, 1 strike.
And Slater, a guy that has just a 3-pitch mix, not uber complicated, fastball, slider, and changeup.
Last outing was against the Gatemen. 3-1, blind, right side, snared out of the air by Austin Maley at second base. That's back-to-back lineouts to begin the 6th inning. And a nice play from R.J. Hamilton in the top half, and now Maley shows off the glove in the bottom of the 6th.
I think Maley saw that in the top half of the 6th and wanted to do something similar.
No kidding.
Hamilton, that had a base hit written all over it. A nice extension there over at second base, and just like it happened for Schweitzer, the defense helping out Slater settle in.
For Hamilton, maybe a little bit of frustration. A couple of good swings, but he's now 0 for 3. First pitch to Levi Clark is a breaking ball that misses outside. 1-0. 2-0 Falmouth. 1 run in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th. Gatemen being shut out after a great start from Aiden Donovan. 1-0. High chopper, left side. Woodson fields it on to first in time. Good start out of the pen for Owen Slater. 7 pitches and 2 outs.
Really can't ask for a much better start than this one. And Slater, a guy that knows this lineup, knows the tendencies now, using that to his advantage. And just an out away here from going 1-2-3.
That's Tony Lira, 0 for his last 12. Today he's 0 for 2. First pitch. Spikes in the dirt, 1 ball, no strike. Lira, the first baseman from Arizona, started the season on a 7-game hit streak. However, now, batting average has dipped to just 200. 1-0 with 2 away. This is outside. 2 balls, no strikes on Lira. So far, the Gatemen, just 4 hits in this one. Actually, it's 1 more than what the Commodores have totaled, but Falmouth, some extra base power and speed. That's been the difference. The power coming from Jimmy Nugent, and the speed really also coming from Nugent. Double in the 5th, came around to score. Pitch to Lira, ball to strike, 2-2 now.
And that's really been it. There was just one player that got the job done against Lambert. He was perfect, really, against everyone else. Such a shame that there's 2 runs on the board after what was such a dominant outing.
2-2, 2 away. This is outside. Count runs full to Lira with 2 away. Batting 4th for Wareham. Trying to snap this hitless stretch. From the windup, Slater, payoff. Grounded up the middle, off the glove of Konis into center field. Sharply hit off the bat. We'll see what the ruling is. That seemed like it could go either way, Dan. Nonetheless, it's a 2-out base runner for the Gatemen for the 2nd straight inning.
Feel like that's one that Konis should probably have there at shortstop. Already has an error in this game. That was in the 2nd inning. And if you're Wareham, take that free opportunity and use it to your advantage now with Cohen Nicolai at the plate.
Infield still plays them straight up with 2 away. Pitch. Takes a strike. 0-1. Tying run at the plate in the form of Nicolai, designated hitter out of Arizona State. Lira pitches off of first, the 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2 now on Nicolai.
That does go down as an error for at short on Konis.
So 2nd miscue of the day from Konis at short.
entered today with 2 errors, now has 4. Not a great day on the left side of the infield for the shortstop. The 0-2. Hit up the middle. Hangs in the air, and Konis gets his get back and now retires the side. 2/3 of the way through, and it is Falmouth with a 2-0 lead over Wareham. And now we'll send things over to CeCe Gabriel. CeCe, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. As you can tell, it's been a rocky season so far for the Gatemen, 2-8 so far. But I talked to Gatemen manager Ryan Smythe, and he told me that while this isn't the vision that they had for the start of the season, there are still 29 games left. He explained to me that right now they're developing a more consistent lineup paired with an offense that is really picking up, which can serve them well in a division that's really close together. So far as well, we can see that as things are picking up, 3 to 4 wins could really make a difference, and it could be huge for them. Making runs could be significant in terms of their impact, and it can really put the team in a good position. Sending things back to you guys.
Thanks so much, CeCe. Still, Jake Schweitzer out there on the mound here in the top half of the 7th, with Wareham trailing things 2-0 here at Spillane Field alongside Adam Hipsky. Adam, it's really felt just sluggish overall from the Wareham offense in this game. They have not sent more than 4 hitters to the plate in any inning of this ball game. It's actually been 4 on the nose so far across all 6.
Yep.
And you're just waiting for that breakthrough to come.
And it doesn't feel like there's many excuses. You face Aiden Donovan, who's a good starter, not great. Certainly would rather face him than Nate Stern, who you saw on Sunday, and then started really dominating the Commodores' bullpen. Wareham handled Falmouth pretty much in the last 2/3 of the game until the 9th inning when the Commodores rallied, sent it to extras. But you get a great start from Garrett Lambert, and you put some leadoff hitters on throughout this game, get them in a scoring position. But it's the same situations that have come back to haunt the Gatemen all season long.
Riley Jackson at the plate to start things. Still a shard of Owen Nicolai's bat on the field from when he broke it a couple of innings ago. 5, 6, 7 for Falmouth here in the top half of the 7th. Schweitzer pitched a 1-2-3 top half of the 6th. Would certainly love to repeat that here in the 7th. First pitch in there, strike 1. A nice job using the slider to tail in. Jackson, a guy who is 0 for 2, a pair of strikeouts so far in this game. Both of those came against Garrett Lambert, finished with 12. 0-1, big cut and a miss. Schweitzer quickly up, 0-2. And for Jackson, he's now 0 for his last 6 at the plate with 5 strikeouts. Has been struggling to see the ball well lately. Schweitzer looking to finish him off. Comes home. Jackson just pokes the bat out, gets a piece. It's fouled off to the first base side foul. Do it again at no balls and 2 strikes. Jackson batted 3rd last game against Chatham, bumped down here to the 5 spot. Looking to make a difference. Fouls off the 0-2. 4 pitches in this at-bat. 2 have been a called strike, 2 have been hit foul. Schweitzer himself up to 15 pitches now in an inning of relief. Looking for the first out of the 7th. Schweitzer set at the belt, fires. Ball is cranked into left field, but it tails foul. Luckily for Jackson. It's a Falmouth offense that has scored only 2 runs in this game, and they have come in separate innings. 1 back in the 3rd. That was the solo shot by Jimmy Nugent, who's set to be the 3rd hitter in this top half of the 7th, and the other one in the 5th. which was a double by Nugent, and then he came around to score. 0-2 once again is fouled off. After the first 2 pitches in this one was a strike, it's been 4 straight foul balls off the bat of Riley Jackson.
I like what Jake Schweitzer is doing. 17 pitches, 14 strikes, filling up the zone. It's a Falmouth lineup that hasn't produced a ton. It's just been the big swings that have been the difference.
0-2 cut on and missed by Riley Jackson. That is a 3rd strikeout for him in this game. Now 0 for his last 7 with 6 Ks, and there's 1 down.
And right there, it obviously works better when you can get someone like Riley Jackson to swing and miss. But I don't even really think that's Schweitzer's intentions. Just getting ahead in counts, trusting his defense behind him. But once again, this Falmouth lineup continues to be mowed down and sent back to the dugout walking.
Lefty Ben Slanker at the plate takes a first pitch strike at the top of the zone. Slanker, another guy with 2 strikeouts in this game, both coming against Lambert. The 0-1 misses down low for ball 1. The middle 3 hitters in this Commodores lineup today, now up to a combined 0 for 8. Been a struggle. And Slanker, the last of those 3, trying to make it 1 for 9. Finds himself in a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Schweitzer set, deals. Big swing and a miss. A nice job there by Schweitzer working in the slider. He's up 1-2.
I think Schweitzer has been very good to start. Didn't have the first couple of outings that I think he would have liked, but for a Wareham returner, starting to feel a little bit in a groove.
1-2, strike 3 with a swing and a miss right there from Slanker. That's the 3rd strikeout of the outing for Schweitzer, 2nd of this inning, 2 outs.
15th strikeout of the day for Commodores hitters. Gatemen pitching staff's doing their job. Now on the offense to start to provide any semblance of offense.
Definitely have not picked up the slack this game. What has been a masterful pitching performance. Jimmy Nugent, the guy that has been a hot bat for Falmouth, at the plate now. Takes a first pitch strike on the outside part. Had the solo shot in the 3rd. That was the first run of this game, and then doubled to lead off the 5th inning, came around to score. Both times that he has reached base, it's been leading off an inning. 0-1. Popped up into shallow right field. It's a chase and a Bermuda Triangle out there for Wareham, and the ball drops in front of Dubovic. Going over to second is Nugent. And more costly defensive mistakes out there in the field. Wait to see how that one scored. Don't know if it touched the glove of Dubovic. But a messy fly ball in right field for Wareham.
Yeah, Lira's back, loses the hat. Dubovic definitely had the best read on it, but came in. Looks like he did get a glove on it. But another base runner for Jimmy Nugent. Now reached all 3 times he's stepped up.
Shouldn't have reached on that one, but he gets lucky as the ball drops in. Brings up the 8-hole hitter, Carl Schmidt. Right fielder, 0 for 2 today. Trying to make something happen with a 2-out runner into scoring position. Swings at the first pitch, a mile-high pop-up into center field. Wax coming in. He makes the play. So the 2-out mistake out there in right field by Dylan Dubovic does not come back to bite Jake Schweitzer and the Gatemen. 2-0 after 6.5. Time to stretch here at Spillane Field on Cape League TV.
Hey, Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A Plus Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
Bottom half of the 7th here at Spillane Field. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky as the Gatemen are trailing this game 2-0 to the Falmouth Commodores. Kind of feels like we're getting into now or never territory the way that these bats have been swinging it. It'll be Dylan Dubovic, Drew Rogers, and Lincoln Garcia, the three to swing it. Here in the bottom half of the 7th, still going against the reliever Owen Slater, who deals a first pitch ball at the bottom of the zone.
Yeah, and it's a Wareham lineup that you know can erupt at any moment. You saw it in the 9th inning against Harwich on Sunday. You saw it in the 4th and 5th inning against Falmouth on Father's Day a couple of days ago. So you know that the Gatemen are capable of it. They continue to work through the order. Owen Slater was a guy that had success on Sunday. Maybe trying to get him out of the game.
High chopper over to short. Konis, who has 2 errors today, throws to first. This time he's got it cleanly. And there's one down here in the bottom of the 7th.
But it's a 27-out game for Wareham, and about to get through the 3rd time through the order.
The catcher, Drew Rogers.
Just feels like there hasn't been enough sustained momentum. We take a look at some other games going on around the Cape. YD in front once again. Katuitt up on Orleans. Brewster on top of Bourne. Harwich and Chatham just getting underway. First pitch here to Drew Rogers, cut on miss for strike 1.
It is certainly an interesting day around the Cape. Harwich and Chatham scoreless. That one catches my eye. 2 teams that have had very good offensive starts. Bourne, the team atop the West Division, down to Brewster. Talked about it earlier when the first edition of the power rankings came out. There was only 1 team in the West Division there. And right there, that's a matchup between Brewster and Bourne, East and West. And it's the East getting the better of the West. And then, of course, YD's continued dominance continues to turn more and more heads in the driver's seat for a 10-1 start.
0-2 misses outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. You mentioned the YD Red Sox. Wareham headed over to YD tomorrow. First time that the Gatemen will make the trip over to Yarmouth-Dennis. Tomorrow at 4:30, we'll have that game for you here on Cape League TV as Drew Rogers goes down looking for strike 3. 2 down here in the bottom half of the 7th.
Yeah, Rogers, who struggled with the backwards K a little bit early on in the season, and start to trim those numbers down. Goes down on strikes for the first time today, but a silver lining for the Gatemen, they're not striking out a ton. That's just the 2nd strikeout of the day from this Wareham lineup.
Lincoln Garcia at the plate, takes a first pitch strike, top of the zone. A nice job there from Slater, using that slider. Garcia 0 for 2 on the day. Fouls the 0-1 back to the screen, and the count now goes to 0-2. Grounded into a double play in the 2nd, where it really seemed like Wareham was destined to score a run, had runners at the corners with 1 out for the 4-3 DP to end off the inning. Later looking for back-to-back innings of clean work to start off his outing. Deals the 0-2 down in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Garcia has not played since Wareham played Falmouth last time. Went 2 for 4 in that one with a pair of RBIs. First multi-hit game of the season. Struggling here tonight. Takes a pitch on the outside part. Balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom half of the 7th with Falmouth leading things by 2. Slater shakes off the sign. Now comes set. Winds and fires. Misses outside, so after 2 strikes to start off this count, Slater's dealt 3 balls in a row, and the count goes full.
Be a big outcome for Lincoln Garcia. A little bit frustrated after his last ground out. Very straight one out here.
Here's the payoff pitch. Broken bat. Ball flares into shallow center field and gets down. Went over the head of Maley, and it's a 2-out single for Lincoln Garcia. Just the 5th hit of the ball game for Wareham.
And even if they strand that runner at first right there, did that bat break, or did Lincoln Garcia just launch that one into the netting? I'm not sure that it really did split. You saw it in his hand. He had no piece of it after.
He did not. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see the next time he comes up to bat. Henry DeGiorgio at the plate, who had the last hit in this game before that one from Garcia back in the 5th. First pitch, high and away for ball 1. DeGiorgio's become a guy at the bottom of the order that's really started to produce in that 9-hole. A couple of hits against Harwich before the off day. A single here today. Really helped stack things up with Jason Wax at the top. Those two have been a great pairing together. And DeGiorgio trying to reach base here with 2 down. 1-0. Called strike.
And DeGiorgio was a 2-out base runner in the 5th after he singled with 2 gone. We thought maybe they'll try and steal a base. Jimmy Nugent's been tested once, and the arm didn't look great. But since then, even when Wareham has gotten on, they haven't tried to steal another bag.
1-1. High chopper over to second. Bailey was taken back, now gets his footing, throws to first for the 3rd out here in the 7th. Wareham has not sent more than 4 batters to the plate in any inning of this ball game. Have put up 7 straight zeros on the scoreboard. We head to the 8th. Falmouth up by 2 here on Cape League TV.
Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your.
Get your merch at the Wareham Gatemen website and click shop to view our latest merch drops. The 2026 Gatemen Kids Clinic registration is live and open. Starting next week, kids will have the chance to be taught by Gatemen coaches and players. For more information, visit the Wareham Gatemen website for dates, times, prices, and opportunities for your kids to have the most memorable week of their summer.
Two innings left to play here at Spillane Field between the Wareham Gatemen and the Falmouth Commodores. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky. It's been a struggle for runs in this game for Wareham. They have not put one up, 7 straight zeros. On the other side of things, Falmouth has been not necessarily killing it offensively, but they've done enough so far to put themselves in a position right now to win.
Absolutely, they have. And you got an absolutely stellar start from Garrett Lambert. A ton of swing and misses. Jake Schweitzer has picked up where Lambert left off. But you're right, it's the lack of offensive production, plenty of zeros. It's tough to win ball games when you don't score a run.
Certainly so. Here in the top half of the 8th, it will be 9-1-2 for the Commodores, starting with Pearson Reebok, the left fielder. He had a sacrifice bunt in the 5th inning that scored the 2nd run of the game for Falmouth. First pitch from Schweitzer is outside. That was when Jimmy Nugent was over at 3rd base. Reebok put the ball in play with the Wareham infield in. Lira came to field it, Missed it, and he got over to first, and a run scored. Here's the 1-0. High pop up into right field. Dubovic under it. Didn't really have to move an inch. Puts it away for out number 1 here in the 8th.
Good start for Schweitzer. He's been very good outside of Nugent's ball that he put into play that he reached on an error. It's been really good stuff up and down for Schweitzer. About to face Austin Maley, the only hitter in this Commodores lineup that he has yet to battle with.
Top of the order, second baseman at the plate. Takes the first pitch upstairs, 4-1. Maley strikeout in the first, reached on an error by DeGiorgio in the third, then struck out in the 5th, both those Ks coming against Lambert. 1-0 pitch is a called strike, and that last strikeout for the 5th for Maley was the last batter that Lambert faced. He went out on a high note in this game, 5 innings of 3-hit, 2-run ball with 12 Ks. 1-1, big cut and a miss from Maley. Falmouth looking to stack together back-to-back wins, and Wareham currently at risk of dropping 4 in a row. That would include game here to Falmouth on Sunday. That kicked off that losing streak. 1-2 is a called strike 3 on the inside part of the plate. Schweitzer puts together back-to-back outs here in the top half of the 8th, and on his day, he's up to 4 strikeouts.
It's great stuff. Mixing and matching, getting ahead in counts, freezing hitters. It doesn't matter who in this Falmouth lineup. Big Schweitzer has been absolutely fearless, having his best appearance of the summer so far.
Fabio Peralta at the plate. Takes the first pitch down low. The center fielder also 0 for 3 today. That's been a familiar line for a lot of Commodores in this lineup, given how many times they've had to go up against Garrett Lambert. But Peralta was the first batter that Schweitzer faced when he came into the game in the 6th. Lined out over to second base. Finds himself in a 1-1 strike count. Peralta has been another solid bat on this Commodores team. A .313 batting average coming into this game. Him and Austin Maley, the leadoff man, the only 2 hitters above 300 coming into the day for Falmouth. He takes a big hack and misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs on the board here in the top half of the 8th. Wareham has the top of the order due up in the bottom half. So a big pitch coming here for Jake Schweitzer in a 2-0 ball game. Gets the sign he wants, comes set, and delivers. Misses down in the dirt. Rogers keeps it close. Count goes to 2-2. Wareham trying to get back into the dugout and put some runs up on the board. They've been held for 9 straight innings now, spanning back to the last Harwich game without a run. The 2-2 fouled back to the screen. Do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And this is a Falmouth team that has not had all that much success away from Gov Fuller Field, a 4-1 record at home. 1-3-1 on the road. Wareham, not much better. 0-5, and they'll look to pick up that first win away from home against YD tomorrow. Quite the challenge, but still plenty of game in front of them. The 2-2 painted on the outside corner. Thought it was strike 3. Seemed like home plate umpire Mike Hinojosa went into that kind of motion where he's going to pull it back for strike 3, but holds. That was a nice spot right there.
Yeah, it absolutely was.
Schweitzer.
Look at him. He pops up from the crouch, starts to shift those shoulders back, doesn't get it.
The payoff is fouled right back to the screen. This has been a long at-bat between Peralta and Schweitzer. This will be pitch number 8 coming up.
Schweitzer, 37 pitches here in his 3rd inning of work. Done a nice job mixing that, not just swing and miss, but also soft contact.
3-2 does get a swing, but it was tipped by Peralta, so he stays alive, still a full count. and what has been a long battle between these two. Peralta has gone down on strikes twice in this game and looking to avoid the silver sombrero here in the top half of the 8th. Schweitzer ready. Comes home. And misses at the top of the zone for ball 4.
Yeah, and the one that he liked earlier, where we saw the home plate umpire start to bring his shoulders back. He liked it, and it was more on the inner third than that last one was. But either way, Schweitzer is dotting corners right now. He's been very good on his stuff, making it very tough for Falmouth hitters to lay off pitches.
Cannot be mad about those misses if you are Jake Schweitzer, as he gives a check over on first base now that Peralta is there. He has 5 stolen bases on the season, someone to watch out for. Ty Konis at the plate had a double back in the 4th. One of just 3 hits against Garrett Lambert. Takes a first pitch ball, top of the zone. Struck out against Schweitzer in the 6th. Was the second batter that the relief pitcher faced. Schweitzer set. Delivers the 1-0. It's smacked into left field. That ball gets down. It's a 2-out single for Ty Konis. And back-to-back runners have reached here for Falmouth with 2 outs in the top half of the 8th.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of frustration from Schweitzer because on that at-bat with Peralta, maybe should have had a called strike 3 and a hit from Konis. Now has to work around some more traffic back against the wall, but the Commodores still hitless with runners in scoring position.
They would certainly love to plate the 3rd run of this ball game. Would be an important one, as Wareham has just 6 outs left to score 2 runs as of right now. Ryder Woodson at the plate. First pitch misses from Schweitzer on the outside part. Woodson 0 for 3 in this game, struck out twice against Lambert. Grounded out over to third base when facing Schweitzer for the first time in the 6th inning. Runners at first and second with 2 down here in the top half of the 8th. Schweitzer fires, dots another corner. Gets the called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike now.
And even his misses are competitive misses, and they're tough pitches to lay off of if you're Commodores hitters. He's not dealing any non-competitive pitches. Been very tough. I like what he's doing.
1-1, chopped foul on the third base side. Schweitzer just a pitch away from getting out of this, and that single that he led up to Ty Konis was the first hit he allowed, and the walk to Peralta, also the first base on balls. So it's been very clean up to this point for Jake Schweitzer, looking to keep it that way and put up another 0. You're in the top half of the 8th. Here's the 1-2. Slowly chopped to Giorgio, charges, throws to first on the run. It's not in time. Lira blocks it, but on the play, Woodson reaches, and now the bases are loaded with 2 outs.
An infield single. It's been still a very good day for Schweitzer, and you would hate for him to lose this battle with Ryder Woodson if he even gets this battle. But it's been such a good day, and you don't want it to, lose it all. Ty Konis' single might have been the only really tough contact that he allowed. Infield single. Yeah, just a tough day. We'll see if he gets another batter.
Riley Jackson is due up. 0 for 3 in this game, 3 strikeouts, 1 did come against Schweitzer. He bats from the right side, so a matchup that you think the coaching staff would like coming up here for Schweitzer as home plate umpire Mike Joza trots out, breaks up the meeting, and it will be Schweitzer to face Jackson here with the bases juiced. This a pivotal at-bat. Could very well put the game away here for Falmouth. If Jackson can get a base hit, would most likely score 2. Peralta at third, Konis at second, Woodson at first. First pitch with the bases loaded is a big hack from Jackson. comes up empty. It's 0-1.
Listen, if you're Jake Schweitzer, that's exactly why you had that mound visit. Still not pitch around Jackson, but, try and continue to dot the edges, because one swing can break this game open with 2 outs.
Here's the 0-1. Chopper over to DeGiorgio. Backhands it, makes a long throw to first in time. Henry DeGiorgio with a strong throw across the diamond. The Falmouth dugout not happy about that one, but Rick Antonio had him out.
Yeah, that's tough.
He's
That's
pretty
big,
clearly
yeah.
safe right there.
Yeah,
That's a missed call from Rick Antonio, but Wareham's not going to complain about it.
No, they won't, and I think that's just maybe a little bit of a makeup call, because Fabio Peralta should have had a strike 3 earlier in that inning.
So after 7.5 innings of play here at Spillane Field, it is Falmouth 2, Wareham nothing. Bottom of the 8th coming up here on Cape League TV.
Cranberry Federal Credit Union stands apart by combining the heart of a community-driven credit union with the spirit of an educator. We don't just offer banking. We teach, guide, and support every step of the way, ensuring our members gain the confidence and financial stability to thrive. With deep local roots and a commitment to lifelong learning, we're more than a financial institution. We're a partner in your success. Finding a good personal injury attorney is very difficult. If you or your family member have been involved in an accident, hurt at work, suffered a slip and fall, or have been injured due to the negligence of someone else, contact the lawyers at Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. They are experienced trial attorneys who practice in all the courts in the Commonwealth. The firm has been recognized by Best Lawyers in America for outstanding legal representation. Contact Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy Kiernan and McNally LLP also has offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkm-law.com. Cranberry Federal Credit Union has been proudly serving the community of Wareham since 1962. Please check out our rates for your borrowing needs. For the parents of children, explore a Cranberry Kids Club account and its 5% annual percentage rate for the first $500 deposited. Cranberry Federal Credit Union. We are harvesting financial success.
Bottom half of the 8th here at Spillane Field. Dan Shalam with you alongside Adam Hipsky as we take a look at some of the hits of the game. You see the big fly right there by Jimmy Nugent. That was the home run that put Falmouth up in this game, and since then these two teams have traded blows, but it's still been all Commodores.
Yeah, absolutely, and hits of the game, there's definitely been plenty on both sides, but it feels like honestly just been one. It was the solo home run in the 3rd inning that's been the difference. Wareham's still trying to crack the scoring column.
Jason Wax at the plate, the leadoff man, takes a first pitch ball high and away. Owen Slater still out there on the mound right now for Falmouth. This is 3rd inning of relief. This is down low. Count goes to 2-0. Feels like an inning where maybe if Jason Wax can get aboard, Wareham can start to generate some type of offensive momentum. Certainly have the order you want here with 6 outs to go. Pitch is slapped over to the first base side. Jackson smothers it, flips over to Slater. And there's one down here in the bottom half of the 8th.
Textbook from Riley Jackson. Wasn't necessarily sharply hit on the ground, but had a little bit of steam to it. Gets down, makes sure to field it first, doesn't lift the head, doesn't try and flip too early. Order of operations. Gets down, like you just said, Dan, smothered it, goes to first. Slater off the bump, gets over to cover the bag. One away.
That was the first time that Slater had faced Wax. Gets him to get out. R.J. Hamilton at the plate looks at a first pitch strike. Hamilton was the first batter that Slater faced back in the 6th. Lined out over to second base on what was a nice play from Maley for the first out of that inning. The 0-1. Middle of the plate. Strike 2. R.J. Hamilton quickly down. And it feels like time is dwindling now on this Wareham offense.
Absolutely, and for Wax, a guy that had reached base earlier in this game, a couple of times that the Gatemen had put Leadoff runner on, moved one into scoring position. Still just the lack of production situations that can be the difference in games.
That's certainly the story right now. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Hamilton, who's over 3 tonight. Pitch. Checks his swing. Does not go around. Count goes to 2-2. Hamilton was a guy that was 4 for 8 coming into this game, and seems like that momentum has kind of gone away.
Last at bat was probably at least the most productive. A line out.
This time, a quick chopper in front of the plate. Slater's not going to have a play over there at first base. It's an infield single for R.J. Hamilton, and Wareham has a runner aboard. Now brings the tying run to the plate in the form of Levi Clark.
And it's funny how baseball works, because last time up, R.J. Hamilton smoked it high and right at the second baseman's head, Austin Maley. And Maley timed his leap perfectly, snagged it out of the air. That time, Hamilton hits a little dribbler that goes about 7.5 feet, and that's the one that he comes away with a base knock.
So the left fielder, Levi Clark, at the plate in a big spot here for Wareham in the bottom half of the 8th. 1 down with Hamilton over at first base. First pitch from Slater. In there for strike 1. He has not been scared of any hitter so far today. Attacking the zone with that slider, has painted the corners beautifully in this one.
For R.J. Hamilton, this has to be an opportunity where you run, and Slater's going to keep him honest over on first. Be the first check now, but Jimmy Nugent has been tested once today, and his throw down to second wasn't even close. That was in the first inning. Since then, they haven't tried him at all. They've gotten the base runners.
0-1 is fouled back to the screen. No balls and 2 strikes on Levi Clark.
And there's 1 out, and I understand right now the tying run is at the plate, but still, 1 run in the 8th, 1 run in the 9th, and then you go to extras. You try and prolong this game. I think right now the run is probably more of an importance than saving that second out.
Would tend to agree with you there, and Slater's been on it the entire time, keeping things close over at first base. And what is a big spot here in the bottom half of the 8th. Slater ready. Comes home. Clark was ready for it too. Pipes a pitch into the gap in right center field. Schmidt chasing for it. He's at the wall. Hamilton hits third. He's going to come home. The throw is not going to be in time. It's an RBI double for Levi Clark. Wareham's on the board. It's 2-1.
Don't listen to me. Hamilton scores all the way from first. Hamilton got a nice jump, and Clark with a great swing goes opposite field, splits Peralta and Schmidt, and now a base hit can tie this game up. And Tony Lira, I think he's got some familiar history with tying go-ahead hits in late stages of games.
Kind of wondering how long Owen Slater's going to be left out there. He's thrown 43 pitches now in this game, but it's second time through this order. Some Gatemen hitters becoming more familiar. Forces Jimmy Nugent out to go talk things over with Slater. The tying run is at second base in the form of Levi Clark. Wareham pushing to tie up this game at 2, possibly take the lead here in the bottom half of the 8th.
Tony Lira, what a chance to break out of this little slump that he's in. Reached his last time up, put it in play, put some pressure, and now mound visit comes out. And you talked about not knowing how long Owen Slater's day was going to last. Yeah, I think it might have just come to an end.
He's out now. Falmouth allowed extra time for the reliever in the bullpen to get warmed up. Still, there hasn't been a signal out there into the bullpen. Just waiting to see if this is a move to the pen just to give the reliever as much time as possible. Full plate umpire Mike Joza out there. And now it is the Alyssa Watling intuitive call to the bullpen. Falmouth prolongs it as long as possible. And pitching change coming for the Commodores. The tying run is at second base here in the bottom half of the 8th. One out on the board. We'll give you the new man on the mound when we come back here on Cape League TV.
Hey, it's me, Wizzy. Water Whiz is the ultimate vacation. Huge slides, a not-so-lazy river, and more ways to cool off than you can count. Plan ahead and save. Tickets as low as $39.95. Rally your crew and lock in your date.
For a good piece of glass, call Abby, located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham. Call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate. 781-344-2420. Mario's Roofing. We won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
So after 2 1/3 from Owen Slater, the Alyssa Watling intuitive call to the bullpen is to Logan Pecor, who looks to get out of this bottom half of the 8th with the Commodores still in the lead.
6'4", 200-pound rising senior out of West Bloomfield, Michigan. Stayed in the mitten to play his college baseball at Michigan State. He threw the most appearances out of any Spartan in 2024, a couple of springs ago. And he threw the most innings in his collegiate career this past spring with 50. 23 appearances, 4 starts. A guy that pounds the zone. 36 strikeouts to 14 walks. His 50 innings were the 3rd most on Michigan State. A big chance here for him to try and pitch out of a jam with a runner in scoring position, and that run being the tying one, Dan.
It's a 5-pitch mix for Pecor. Fastball, sinker, cutter, slider, change, and primarily throws the sinker at 40%. What a big spot this is. Makes sense that Falmouth goes to one of their best in Logan Pecor, who pitched the big innings for Michigan State this past season.
Yes, he did. And getting thrown into the fire, Tony Lira batting 4th today is the hitter that he'll see to begin his day. Cohen Nicolai, who we know has late game, big power in the right-handed batter's box. Nice day from Owen Slater, but you can tell arm just started to get a little bit tired. Left few too many pitches out in front. Levi Clark made him pay.
Tony Lira with the chance to tie up the game. 0 for his last 13 at the plate. That includes a flyout, a strikeout, and in the 6th, reached on an error by the shortstop, Ty Konis. Going against Logan Pecor. Levi Clark still standing over at second base after his RBI double knocked Owen Slater out of the game. His current line, 2 1/3, 3 hits, 1 earned, no walks, and a strikeout. That could go up to 2 if Clark is to score. Pecor ready to go. Takes a look over at second on Clark, and now comes home. First pitch is fouled back to the screen from Tony Lira. It's a different arm angle that really the Gatemen hitters haven't seen before. The slot a lot higher on Pecor, a guy who stands at 6'4". A big righty, lengthy guy. Really uses that to his advantage with the 5-pitch mix. Here's the 0-1. Bounced in the dirt. Nugent does a nice job of keeping things close by at home. Count goes to 1-1. This is a spot that Wareham and Falmouth are both familiar in. Last time these two teams played on Sunday, it was Falmouth chasing the game in the late innings. Yep. Came back from 8-5 down in the bottom of the 9th, and now Wareham trying to tie up this one in the bottom half of the 8th. Pecor taking a long time to get set, and he steps off.
If you're Tony Lira, make Pecor pitch to you. The pressure's on Falmouth's shoulders right now. They've dominated this game. They haven't trailed. Wareham just scored the game's first runs on their side. First base open. Make sure you get a pitch that you can hit.
1-1. Missing in the dirt. You don't necessarily have to pitch to Lira here with first base open. Going to Cly waiting on deck, 0 for 3 in this game. Not a guy you necessarily want to face. Has been swinging a hot bat lately, went 2 for 3 against Harwich. Ecor fires. This is high and away, and the count goes to 3-1. Really becomes a question of if it's even worth it to throw something competitive here to Tony Lira.
And then on the flip side, if you're Lira, is this the pitch that you want to hunt? Probably not going to get a better one in this at bat. 3-1 count, runner in scoring position.
Here's the pitch. It's bounced, gets away from Nugent. Going over to third on the play is Clark. And runners are at the corners now with one down for Cohen Nicolai.
Dream situation if you're Wareham. You take away the force out, it skips away. Lira gets the free base, but Clark advances the 90 feet. So obviously still a double play ball potentially that Falmouth can get out of the inning with. Lira not a ton of speed, Nicolai not a ton of speed. But if you're the Gatemen, you can't ask for much more.
Just need a fly ball or a base hit to tie up this game at 2. Clark over at third, Lira at first with Nicolai at the plate. First pitch. Missing down low for ball 1. Wareham had runners at the corners with one down in the second, and then Lincoln Garcia grounded into a double play.
I'm not sure if you go this deep into the scout, but the corner outfielders for the Commodores today yet to make an assist. Fabio Peralta, however, in center field, 2 assists so far this summer.
1-0 pitch. Cut on and miss from Nicolai. He's looked a little bit uncomfortable in the box today. 3 pop-ups for him, 1 to right, 1 to left, 1 to short. Wareham would be satisfied with one of those first 2 options here to try and score Clark from third base. Ecor trying to hold the Falmouth lead. 1-1 offering. Another swing and a miss from Nicolai. Was looking to take that one out of the park, and he's down 1-2.
For Nicolai, when he's at his best, along with many hitters, but when he's at his best, it's when he's ahead in the count and he sees a couple of pitches. He's going to have to work to see more pitches from Pecor this time around.
Big pitch. 1-2. Crushed into deep left field. That's a moonshot for Cohen Nicolai. And he once again sends a ball out that gives Wareham the lead. Nicolai's 3rd bomb of the season makes it 4-2.
Cohen Nicolai once again clobbers it. We said that he needed to see a couple of more pitches. Well, I think he was ready right there. Gets a hold of it. Deep left field. One hopped the bleachers, skipped into the parking lot. And that was a towering bomb for Cohen Nicolai. And what a different game. Wareham strikes late. A 4 spot so far in the 8th, trying to add on to it. And now it becomes a little bit of a different situation in the Gatemen bullpen.
That home run brought to you by Captain Tsunami Movie, available to watch on Apple TV and Amazon Prime. Dylan Dubovic at the plate, takes a first pitch strike, and Adam, really, Cohen Nicolai's delivered in the biggest of ways here at home in clutch situations. That was another one where Wareham desperately needed some offense. He delivers.
Yeah, something about late game, Cohen Nicolai, Spillane Field, he's just been so good when the moment is so big.
He has certainly been that guy. Now leads the team in home runs with 3. We know that there's power in the bat. And now it really becomes a question of who's going to close this game out for Wareham. Who's going to be out there to try and get the save? I'll have to wait and see on that one. There's still 1 out here in the bottom half of the 8th. The 0-2 hits off the leg of Pecor. He grabs it. A long underhand throw that makes it to the bag in time. So Pecor gets the out after allowing the 3-run home run. 2 down here in the 8th.
And that was an interesting one because I think that if Pecor, if that didn't drill him in the leg, I think that's a base hit up the middle for Dubovic. So for a guy that's hitless today, Would have probably liked to reach, keep the line moving, maybe add on a couple of more. This game has really flipped on its head. Now the Commodores down to their final 3 outs.
That was the 4th run of the inning for Wareham. Levi Clark delivered an RBI double that scored R.J. Hamilton to make the game 2-1 at the time. Rogers takes a first pitch strike, bottom of the zone. Felt like Wareham was knocking on the door, and they finally break through a huge way here in the bottom half of the 8th. Come from behind wins. That's how they've done it here at home. 2 wins that they have on the season have been here at Spillane, and they've both come when trailing. 0-1 to Rogers. Way outside. Count goes to 1-1 against Rogers, a guy who had a single back in the 2nd. Couple of outs since, but has struggled a little bit as of late. 1 for 6 across his last 6. 1-1. Missing outside. The count goes to 2-1. 3 outs to go for Wareham on the other side. Try and get this win. They only have 1 save on the season, and that was Braden Kersey coming into the game to close it out against Chatham. Certainly a position that Ryan Smythe has not had the luxury of being in a lot of times so far this season. Count goes to 3-1.
There were a couple of arms up and loosening for Wareham. Looks like just one now. I believe it's Finn Edwards, who has gotten heavy dosage here on the Cape this summer.
3-1. Called strike. Edwards did pitch against Falmouth last time. He let up 3 runs, 2 earned. That was in that 9th inning to clean up some of Mark Brissy's mess and also bled into the 10th. Here's the payoff pitch to Drew Rogers. It misses in the dirt. 2-out walk. And Lincoln Garcia steps to the plate now with a runner on.
And Finn Edwards sits. Ty Stark up. The lefty from Louisville who's been really good to start this summer. A couple of guys. Earlier we saw Colton Sampson also throwing, but with Ryan Smythe's, as this game has progressed, his decision-making has A, gotten harder, but B, changed drastically.
First pitch here to Lincoln Garcia. Missing away. 1 ball, no strikes. Officially closed the book on Owen Slater's line. Gives up 2 earned runs, 2 earned runs tacked on to Logan Pecor as he let up the walk, and then the 3-run home run to Cohen Clyde. Check over on first base. Rogers in there safely. Still Wareham looking to add on more in search of what would be a 3rd win here in the 2026 season. Break 3-game losing streak heading into this game. And Pecor having trouble locating the zone. Misses way for ball 2.
This Ty Stark, that's the lone guy up for the Gatemen. Hasn't pitched in a save situation this summer. But when you talk about guys that have started to cement themselves as high leverage guys, he's absolutely one of them.
Garcia checks his swing. It's a called strike. We've seen Stark twice so far this season. Once against Chatham, where he got the win, 2 2/3, and then pitched 2 2/3 against Falmouth in that loss. Gave up 3 hits, no runs, a pair of strikeouts. 2-1 pitch. Garcia smacks it out of play on the first base side. The count goes to 2-2. 4 runs already across here in the 8th, all of them for Wareham. All runs scored in this game coming in this inning. Off the RBI double from Levi Clark and then the 3-run home run from Cohen Clyde. Those being RBIs 11, 12, and 13 for him this season. 2-2 pitch. Misses on the outside part, and the count goes full. Back-to-back full counts Rogers worked the walk with 2 outs, and Garcia trying to do the same thing. Rogers will be released here on the pitch with 2 outs. RBI opportunity. Garcia can shoot one into the gap. Here's the payoff. Smacked over to that hole between short and third. Rogers chugging for third. He's in there safely. A nice hit and run there for Wareham. Puts runners at the corners with 2 down. Still trying to do more with the 9-hole hitter, Henry DeGiorgio, coming to the plate.
A great jump from Drew Rogers and was thinking 3 all the way. Reebok even came up throwing there. Got the play. It was on target. Woodson couldn't bring the tag across, and this could be a rather quick day for Pecor.
Logan Pecor out of this game. It's another Alyssa Watling intuitive call to the bullpen. Here in the bottom of the 8th, the second one for the Commodores. Wareham still threatening to put more runs on the board. There's men at the corners. 4 ready across here in the bottom of the 8th, here on Cape League TV.
Every child deserves the basics. Gifts to Give is making that happen, and you can help. Volunteer, donate, or shop their thrift store Saturdays. Visit giftstogive.org and make a difference today.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and land stewardship. For 172 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
If you or a family member have been hurt at work, don't wait for the insurance company to discontinue your benefits or deny you medical treatment. Get an experienced workers' compensation attorney now before it's too late. The lawyers at Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP have been practicing workers' compensation law for many years and are experts in the field of workers' compensation law. Having the advantage of retaining an attorney early on may make all the difference in your case. Know your rights, be prepared, and contact Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP today. The firm is located at 267 Main Street in Wareham. Reddy, Kiernan, and McNally LLP also have offices in New Bedford and Falmouth. Call 508-295-0286 or visit their website at www.rkmlaw.com.
Jack Durso, the new arm on the bump here for Falmouth. But it's been all Wareham here in the bottom half of the 8th, headlined by the Cohen DeCly 3-run home run.
Absolutely, and when you talked about that first matchup between the Commodores and the Gatemen, it was the long game, the 27-out game, and when Wareham finally started to get deep into the Falmouth bullpen, they controlled the back half. Today, it took a while. Owen Slater was very good in the start of his relief appearance. First call to the pen for Jack Dom and the Commodores, but once they finally started to see a couple of pitches, second time through the order, they passed it off to Pecor. He wasn't great, and now Jack Durso tries to stop the bleeding with runners on the corners.
Durso pitched an inning and a third against Wareham in that game last Sunday. That was also his last appearance for Falmouth. So he looks to do the same here and keep this a 2-run ball game headed to the 9th inning. It is Henry DeGiorgio at the plate. Rogers is at third, Garcia over at first with 2 outs. First pitch from Durso. This is outside. Wareham just a batter away from batting around here in this 8th inning. They've already sent now 9 hitters to the plate. If Wax is to come, it would be 10.
Henry DeGiorgio here in the left-on-left matchup, facing Durso with a 4-pitch mix.
1-0. And there is that big breaker that you're going to see from Durso. Has fastball, slider, curveball, and changeup. That was the curveball. Has plenty of depth on it. Locates it for a strike. It makes sense why Durso comes into this game, lefty-on-lefty matchup, and if Wax is to come to the plate, another lefty. So makes sense from Jack Dom. He goes back to the curveball here. That's a strike. Garcia goes over to second on the play. No one was even watching him. Puts 2 runners into scoring position.
Garcia kind of hit the brakes halfway between first and second. I think he was trying to force a throw over. Rogers trying to take home, make it a 3-run game.
DeGiorgio can make it a 4-run game with a base hit here. The 1-2. Cut on and missed, 4-strike 3. So Durso comes into the game, cleans up, and limits the damage here in the bottom half of the 8th. But Wareham plates 4 off a 3-run bomb from Cohen Nicolai after an RBI double from Levi Clark. Falmouth needs 2 runs in the top half of the 9th to keep this game going. We'll see if Ty Stark can get the save here on Cape League TV.
Hey, Gatemen fans, give it up for a hometown MVP, Harvey Waste and Recycling. Just like the Gatemen clean up on the field, Harvey keeps our communities clean every day. Big hits, clean streets, and reliable service you can count on. Now that's a winning team. Visit elharveynewbedford.com or call 508-995-0544. Harvey New Bedford, keeping Wareham game ready all season long.
Searching for a golf cart, street legal low-speed vehicle, or utility vehicle? Come visit C2 Vehicles in Wareham or online at c2vehicles.com. Trusted across the South Coast, Cape and Island since 1978, C2 Vehicles has the ride for work, play, and everything in between. Broken PS5 or Xbox? A+ Repair specializes in all repairs, including game consoles, computers, smartphones, and tablets. Walk-ins are welcome, and most repairs are done in less than an hour. 508-962-2394 or aplusrepairs.net for more info.
Reed Custom Soils, a subsidiary of the AD Makepeace Company, is New England's most experienced precision soil blender. Reed is the leading provider of lightweight planting soil for green roof installation, stabilized stone dust for nature paths and pedestrian walkways, bioretention and rain garden soils, and specialized soils for athletic fields, including your Spillane Field. To learn more, visit reedcustomsoils.com.
We've hit the 9th inning here at Spillane Field, and Wareham a chance to close out this game and end a 3-game losing streak after a 4-run bottom half of the 8th, with the offense finally coming alive.
Absolutely. And how could your eyes not start to gravitate towards the one crooked number in this game? A 4 spot in the home half of the 8th. Great start from Garrett Lambert. Jake Schweitzer with a great day out of the pen. And then finally the offense breaks through in the bottom of the 8th, sees a couple of different guys, and that was the difference.
It's an Alyssa Watling intuitive call to the bullpen. Here in the top half of the 9th, Ty Stark is the man on to try and get this save for Wareham.
6'6" lefty making his 3rd appearance, hasn't allowed a run across 5 1/3 innings of work, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. Last pitched on Sunday against the Commodores, went 2 2/3 and gave Wareham some much needed and much welcomed stability. 3 hits, no walks, and 2 punch-outs against the Commodores. Now trying to pick up his first save of the summer, Dan.
Trying to give Wareham its first win in 3 games' time. 6-7-8 for Falmouth here in the top half of the 9th, as the script has been totally flipped on them. They led 2-0 for this entire game until the bottom half of the 8th, and now trail things by 2. Ben Slanker into the box, who has struck out 3 times here today. Stark ready, fires the first pitch. It misses for ball 1. Lefty on lefty to start. Jimmy Nugent on deck, who has the home run and the double in this game for Falmouth, and then Carl Schmidt after 2 righties. So this the only lefty-lefty matchup that will happen if Stark is to face the minimum. Finds the zone to make it 1-1.
And listen, if Ty Stark can shut down this part of the Falmouth order, Garrett Lambert would not be in line for a decision. It would be Schweitzer for the win, Stark for the save, but you can't talk enough about what he did delivering the start that he had to keep the Gatemen within striking distance throughout.
12 strikeouts, 2 runs given up as the 1-1 misses down low. He was absolutely magnificent. Obviously, you would have loved if Wareham provided the run support to them to put him in line for the win, but the Gatemen are in the lead now and trying to close this game out.
Better late than never.
2-1. Shot over to the third base side, out of play. 2-ball, 2-strike count here on Slanker, who has played in every game so far this season for Falmouth. Just one of two in this lineup to do so. Trying to propel a ninth-inning rally. Falmouth came from 3 down last time to tie the game in the ninth at Gov Fuller Field, and the count goes full here to Ben Slanker.
And this is not the guy you want to lose a battle to, issue a free pass with Jimmy Nugent on deck. You've seen the pop in the bat. 3 doubles, 2 home runs this summer already for Nugent.
Here's the payoff. Chopped over to second base. Hamilton fields cleanly, throws to first, and there's 1 down here in the ninth.
A big time play from Ty Stark to induce the ground ball. Now Jimmy Nugent steps in as a guy that can only trim this game to 1. No swing of his can make this a tie game. Now if Slanker would have reached, feels a lot different. But Nugent and Schmidt on deck.
Catcher Jimmy Nugent from Louisville.
Nugent 2 for 3 in this game. Had the solo shot in the third that put the first run on the board, and then a double in the fifth. Came around to score. Chops the ball over to DeGiorgio at short. He throws across the diamond. A nice stretch from Lira, and there's 2 down.
DeGiorgio with an error early. He's redeemed himself since. He's been great. Couple of nice plays. One to strand the bases last inning after a threat from the Commodores, and that time Fields and right there with Garcia. That's a play that early in the season 2 guys might not be on the same page. That time around he was, and he makes the play. 1
out away, going against Carl Schmidt, who hits the ball over to the right side. Lira Fields runs to the bag, and the ball game is over. A 1-2-3 top half of the ninth for Ty Stark. He gets the save, and the Gatemen win 4-2.
Great job from Ty Stark. Cue the lights. The Gatemen take it a 4 spot in the 8th, and I'm not sure anyone on the Falmouth side saw that one coming. An onslaught in the home half. Cohen to Cly, the difference. It felt like for a large portion of this game, the one swing from Jimmy Nugent and the third was going to ultimately be the deciding factor, but instead it's Nikolai's big fly that brought 3 in and give the Gatemen the win.
Seems like something about Cohen Nikolai. He's homered in 3 games this season. All of those have been wins. It was a dominant performance to start things off from Garrett Lambert. A team-high 12 strikeouts on the mound. He allowed 2 runs over 5 innings, put Wareham in a position where they could chase the game, led up a home run to Jimmy Nugent, but it didn't really matter. Wareham saved all of its offense for 1 point in the game. That was the bottom half of the 8th, where they finally started to break through. A single from R.J. Hamilton. Then Levi Clark hits the RBI double. After that, a walk for Tony Lira. And at the very end of it, which made the game 4-2, it was indeed nobody else but the man Cohen Nikolai with the big shot to end off this game.
Yeah, it felt like when R.J. Hamilton scored from first on the double from Levi Clark, that sparked something within this Wareham order. And then right there, the guy that followed, Cohen Nikolai, an absolute moonshot. Biggest home run we've seen of the summer so far, and that's saying something. Gatemen, we're on a 3-game losing streak, back in the win column ahead of a big-time matchup with the Red Sox tomorrow afternoon.
Just a reminder that this broadcast was and is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited. That'll do it here from Spillane